All right. All right. Welcome to Ultimate Fight Clan. I'm here today with Sean from Food for Thought. Sean, how's it going?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. And you did tell me just before we started recording that it's raining there, and I love rain.
Yeah, it's very funny enough, it was meant to rain. I mean, I'm probably boring talking about the weather, but it was meant to rain all day. It
Hang on,
didn't
whoa, whoa.
rain all day.
Are we not Englishmen?
True. But well, I'm Welsh. I'm Welsh, so
Is that
hold
England,
hold
Ireland,
your
Scotland?
tongue.
Oh, yeah. You've got your own place. My apologies, sir.
No, it's all right. Yeah, it was meant to rain all day, and it didn't rain all day. Then, of course, as soon as I need to record a podcast, it starts hammering it down. So,
Well,
such
it's a
is
good
life.
sign. Yeah, because I love the rain and it's not raining here and it's normally always raining here and it
Oh,
ain't.
there you
So
go.
you're doing it for me now, mate. So thanks very much, Sean,
No
for
problem.
coming on. I appreciate it. I see you've got in the brackets there food for thought and your name. You see, so now that I wasn't sure you were going to do the whole
Yeah.
Sean thing, but
No, I
is
like
that
I like
something?
people to know who I am. You know, I don't. Granted, my and I hate this word. I have to say I hate it. My brand is food for thought, but I like people. I like being personable. I like people to know who I am. So
Yeah, it was a tricky one for me. I'm not going to deny it. Well, the whole thing is tricky, right? Turning the camera on and doing a face and having a
yep,
chat and listening to your voice and seeing yourself and listening to it back if you dare to hear how silly you sound. And
yep,
and then the final thing was then putting my name on there. Now I didn't
mm,
for a long time. And I just went by a nickname that I grew up with that a lot of people knew me by anyway. So a lot of the people I would talk to would call me my nickname anyway. So it never seemed weird or out of place.
right,
And anyone who I didn't knew would just learn it or whatever. And I just thought I wouldn't mind a little bit of privacy, even though you kind of give that away.
yeah.
If anyone watches, that's the good thing, right? If no one
If
watches,
people watch, if no one watches, no one knows. So yeah,
then we're good. But
yes,
if they do, you give that bit of privacy away. And I know my brother, he was doing a podcast on a completely different subject with our mutual friend, and they were doing a podcast. And I noticed that both of them used their names. And I thought, my brother is so much more quiet, reserved than me, and so much more private than me. We're both private people. I mean, we all
mm,
are, right? But
yeah,
he's so much more of that than me. And I went, now he's managed it.
yeah.
And I looked at it and I listened to something. I thought, no, and I get why. So then I started doing it. There you go.
Yeah, I understand entirely. When I started out, I kind of people started calling me Foo, and it was just like, all right, cool. People are calling me Foo now, fantastic. But
They are.
on my podcast, I think my wife might have said my name or something like that, and I just thought, well, forget it. It's out there now. I might as well just let everyone know, and it's nice. It's nice.
I mean, it is kind of better for me as well. I wasn't expecting, say, for example, in this instance, you to come on and write Sean there and go, "Hi, my name's Sean." I wasn't expecting anything of you.
Right.
You put and be known by whatever you like. But
Hmm.
most, I say most people, everyone did put their name, and
Yeah.
and so I just thought I kind of really need to do the same back. So
Yeah, yeah.
I did.
I get why people don't do it, but then I also understand why people do it. And I was on the fence for a while, but
Same.
you know,
Yeah.
I am who I am.
Exactly right. Now, listen, I'm first of all going to start by saying a really, really traditional English gent thing to say, which is very, very nice to meet you, Sean, because I've
Pleasure.
never actually met you before. And I know people go, we're still not meeting him because he's not in the flesh. But this is as good as we're going to get,
Absolutely.
pretty much. Maybe not forever, but
Yeah.
I'm
Who knows?
in England and you're not. Where are you?
I am in sunny Maryland in the good old United States of America.
Okay, well, there you go, right? But it's not sunny though, is it?
It's not, and your face said spoke volumes, I should say. But yes, I moved here from Wales about 20 years ago, so I've been here a while now. But yeah, this is where I call home.
All right. Now, we also look pretty similar as well. And I tell you what, I've looked even more like you before because I used to have long hair and all.
Really, I used to have short hair. You see, this is kind of newish to me.
Okay, right. This is
Yeah.
kind of newish to me.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I grew mine over COVID. I kind of just gave up and went, well, I'm not going to go out and get a haircut, so I might as well just grow it. And here I am. I've stuck with it.
How weird, right? Because over that same period of time, um, I did the opposite. cut
Mm.
the long hair off and just
I
went
did
down
that
to
too.
nothing.
I did
There
that
you
too.
go.
At the start of COVID, I shaved all my hair off, and then I
Yeah.
did the opposite and grew it super long, and then yeah, I kept this one.
Yeah, okay, that's the head hair, but when we're gonna talk about the complete head, we've also got the beard as well. Is that
Yes.
new, or, is was this an
No.
always?
No, I've all well, ever since I came to America, I just started growing a beard, and for the last 20 years, I guess I've had one. Jeez, it's been that long.
Mm.
But for the longest time, I was one of those people who just couldn't grow a beard. So I think I'm getting revenge on my face by growing one now. So yeah, that's really how it works for me.
What was your younger teenage beard like? What was the problem with it?
Oh, it was very patchy. I think the
Patchy.
problem was very patchy and not growing fully. It's actually taken some time to get to this point. This is the longest my beard has ever been.
Yeah, I used to have I say what my very nice friends used to call a helmet strap beard.
Okay, okay. Yeah,
So I
yeah,
never had no beard on my cheeks. It was just under here.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
So again, it wasn't something that came out fully. Like, I mean, I still had one, but it was
Yeah,
just a helmet strap beard, right? And
yeah.
once it was agreed and everyone had their laughs, we just kept it and it became the helmet strap beard. But it used to get me into video game arcades when I was under 18.
Oh, nice. See, I never had that because at a young age, of course, being the young rowdy kid that I was, I wanted to buy alcohol at a young age, and I couldn't pass. I looked very young back then, so unfortunately, I'm kind of reliving my youth of wanting a beard back then. Now that I'm 42.
I was going to say, now you probably want to take some of the years back off and not be able to buy alcohol. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. So
Yeah, I never had that. I never was never a drinking guy. I was never interested in that. I never even tried to buy a drink, so I would never get refused
wow,
from anywhere like that because I never went into anywhere like that. But video game arcades, well, yeah, now that's where I wanted to frequent. And
wow.
my mates would used to say, even I had a mate who was a few years older than me. They used to go, "Man, you're getting bloody helmet strap beard." I used to get in. He used to hide behind me. Yeah, he used to get in. That's all it took was an helmet strap beard. Yeah.
Had I known, I might have tried to grow one, but yeah, back in my day, I had to get an older looking friend of mine to get my alcohol. Although I will admit, I am a recovering alcoholic. I'm actually 7 years sober. So I was or I am an alcoholic, I guess I have to say, but 7 years sober now, so I don't actually drink
Okay, listen now, Mr. Shaun. Although
now. Hmm.
we're kung fu guys, and we will get to that, these are the sort of things that I can't ignore, and I didn't bring up, and I didn't
Hmm.
know, and
Yeah.
you brought it up, so you're obviously okay talking
Yes.
about it.
Absolutely.
Um, and if you're not, then by all means, just tell me. No, I'm not chatting about that.
No.
But
No.
as we're on that topic, just by chance, I wouldn't mind discussing something like that because
Mhm.
obviously it turns out that there are sometimes things on these chats that we have that might, we don't know, I wouldn't be so presumptuous, might help people out or whatever.
Yeah.
So when you said alcoholic, that wasn't a joke or sarcasm. That was
Nope.
genuine, was it?
Yep, full blown alcoholic. Yes,
All right.
functional. I will say functional alcoholic, but full blown. Yes, absolutely.
So first off, I'll say, well, congratulations, because you just
Thank you,
said
sir.
7 years sober and
Yep.
no drinking now. So it's just
No,
nothing.
zero. I haven't touched a drop in 7 years, 7.5 years.
And is that, I'm guessing it obviously is by choice, but is that something because it's an all or nothing for you? Is that something you know
Absolutely.
about your personality? Yeah.
Yep, 100%. If I touched a drop now, I would just go back to how I was. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Would you like to comment on what got you in that position?
Yeah, so I obviously, I mean, for those that don't know, for those maybe from who aren't in the UK, the UK drinking culture kind of starts at a young age, typically for kind of most teens. And I'm from a small town in North Wales, so we didn't have much to do other than really drink and be a bit rowdy. So I started drinking at a young age, and then I actually went through. again, I don't really like this word, but it's the best word to use. I went through some kind of trauma in my life. I went through various stages of having difficulties. For example, my brother was a heroin addict, and I lived with him, with my mum, and he lived with us at the time, and he was a heroin addict, and he was a mess. So addiction kind of runs in the family. But I also went through some major life events that kind of just I needed escape for. And since I'd started drinking, drinking became a habit somewhat. And then when I moved to the US, I actually moved here for a lady. And I got married early. I think I was 22, I think, when I got married. And that marriage actually was, and I know a lot of people probably don't believe this because you find it hard to believe, but it was actually very abusive towards me. Um, I was abused in that marriage for 5 years, and in order to escape that, I just drank, just obliterated myself, just sent
So just to
myself.
clarify, and that marriage, the abusive marriage, that was in Wales, or where
No,
you'd
that was
moved?
actually I first moved to here. I moved to Chicago, and I was married to a woman in Chicago. So after 5 years, and after a
Right.
terrible time, and basically becoming a real full blown alcoholic, I divorced her and kind of just went at it alone. And being alone and an alcoholic is not a good thing to mix, really. And
Okay.
thankfully, I met my now wife shortly after, and unfortunately, we had a rocky start because I was drinking and it was messy. And unfortunately, long story short, I almost lost it all. You know, she almost left me. If I carried on drinking, I was drinking in work, which would have resulted in me losing my job. And it came down to a choice of either I'm just going to destroy myself and be left with absolutely nothing, or I'm going to have to stop drinking. And I went cold turkey. I went to a few AA meetings and things like that. But I went cold turkey. I just stopped and just stayed committed for the whole time, and here I am.
So that's a doable method then. It is a method that most people would say it's not an ideal thing. And even yourself said at the beginning of saying that, look, this probably ain't the best idea, but I did it and I got through it and it did
Yep.
work for me. Yeah. So it can
Yes.
work.
It can work. I do not recommend it to everyone. It is a difficult path to go. And if you are going to go cold turkey and just not touch it, make sure you have a support system around you. I know that sounds like a cliche these days, but
Mm.
make sure you have people that will fully support you. Because if you're on your own and you think you're not going to drink, that might not happen. You might end up drinking. So just make sure you have good people around you, people to support you, and you can come out of it. You can go cold turkey. Yeah.
Of course, that might not have been as easy for you having the support structure around you. You mentioned your now current wife, but you're a guy from Wales, and your family is at home. I don't want to pry about your brother
No,
because he's
no.
not here to talk about himself.
Mhm.
But what I'm saying is, he may not have been the best help for you anyway.
No.
And but your family is away from the normal people. Not everyone can lean on them, but that's your first instincts, right? To
Correct.
lean on your
Yes.
family, and they
Yeah.
weren't there. So are we crediting a lot of this cold turkey working to your current wife helping you through it?
Yeah, I without her, I would be. I don't know. I don't want to be severe, but I could be dead by now if I didn't have
Right.
her.
Yeah, you don't know. Yeah.
It was, yeah, and I was drinking. I had a I had two suicide attempts when I was drinking, and I was having a very bad time. And she pulled me entirely through it. She was my rock throughout the whole thing. She basically is the reason why I'm here today. And I consider myself very, very lucky because I didn't have friends and I didn't have family. I basically had her and little else. And I consider myself a kind of one in a million story, in that people usually can't go cold turkey, and usually
Mm,
people have a bigger support system and things like that.
yeah.
I just had a very strong woman by my side, which I'm very lucky for.
Yeah. Well, respects to both of you for getting through that.
Thank
And like
you.
you say, you still needed, like you said, it's cold turkey, but you still needed somebody to lean on who
Oh
weren't going to
yes.
give up on you. Right.
No,
Yeah.
no. Without that, you have to have someone. You have to have someone.
Yeah, tricky decision that. I mean, you started drinking when you were young, and then do you think? I know you said it was for a lady that you left Wales to go to the
Yeah.
United States,
Mhm.
but I don't want to pry too much, mate. If it gets too
No,
personal,
I'm an
just
open
let me
book.
know.
I'm an
Okay,
open book.
did you? What I'm trying to get to here is, were you okay leaving your family behind? It's not something I could dream of doing. My family. All right, I, I didn't know growing up I was lucky.
Yeah.
Never mind you. I'm going to be the one who ends up crying here, right? But it's becoming a regular. But anyway, I now realize that as you get older and mature, that all right, even the things that I thought weren't that great, well, look, it was all good, right? I had two loving parents, you know, that were brilliant, and
Yeah.
I've got one brother, and he's the best brother anybody could hope for. It's
Fantastic.
my only brother. It's the only brother I know. So there is no I could have had a crap brother. I only know that later on when you speak to people, you learn things, and you see people like Oasis and go, "Oh, our brothers fight," and it's like I don't. We don't fight. We don't argue. We never did, and we still don't.
Wow.
I didn't
Wow.
know it was a lucky thing,
Yeah.
but now I realize how grateful I am for those three people. My
Hmm.
extended family are also amazing. My aunts and uncles, they're all brilliant.
Yeah.
But even if I didn't have those, my cousins as well, they're great. But if I didn't have them, I mean, my mum, dad, and my brother, that's all I need. So I could never imagine leaving them. I never even wanted to leave home, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So did you want to go? I know you wanted to because you did, but you were young, and we know what women can do to the old hormones. We know what goes on,
Yeah.
right? I'm a bloke and all. We know,
Yeah.
but were you okay leaving them then,
No.
or do you think it was that you might have actually thought it'd be good for you? I don't know.
To be honest, I moved, and I'm more than happy admitting this. I moved out of stupidity more than anything. I was very naive. I was quite immature back then, even at the age of 20, 21. I was fairly immature and didn't really know a lot about life and being an adult. I just didn't. Oh, I said adult in an American way. I should have said adult. See, now I'm talking to you. I'm very cognizant of those things. But
Don't
yeah.
worry, just relax, be your mixed self.
So when I moved, I was terrified. It's the biggest thing I've ever done in my life. Genuinely, the most major significant event of my entire life. And yeah, I don't know. It was a gamble, a huge gamble. I mean, I had a lady over here, and she offered some kind of security, but making that move, and my mum, I remember my mum specifically saying, "You'll be back. You'll be back with your tail between your legs." She didn't mean that in a mean way, but she was like, "Oh, you
No,
won't be
but
gone. You won't be gone forever." She was implying, and somehow I kind of just made the big move on a whim. Literally, I was asked by my ex-wife to move to America, and 2 weeks later, I was here. And yeah, it was a huge move, and not something I recommend to do at a young age. It was silly. Thankfully, it's resulted in where I am now, which I'm very happy with. But
sure,
it
yeah.
was a very daft decision at a young age.
Some interesting things here to pick up on, because that's twice now that you've said these things you wouldn't recommend. You wouldn't recommend going cold turkey. You wouldn't recommend drinking at an early age and being an alcoholic in the first place. Now you
Yeah.
wouldn't recommend doing big moves on a whim for a lady.
No.
All these things that you wouldn't recommend, yet you've done them. And
Yes.
and this is why I like to talk about these things, because people can learn from these. And please excuse my expression, these mistakes, if you
Yeah.
like.
No. No.
Um,
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, okay, but by your own volition. But even so, they're not me for me to say they are mistakes. However, you did do those things, and they did make you who you are today,
Yeah.
and you did grow from those things. And
Yeah.
this is because, though, you were fortunate enough to come out the other side, and you're sitting here
Yes.
now going, and look at where I am today, and now you're happy. So, as much as you wouldn't recommend these things, and it's totally sensible thing to say, they're you,
Yes.
and you
It's
needed these things
yeah.
because they were inevitable. They were going to happen. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, it was me through and through. It's my story, and it's the path I chose. And at one point in life, it didn't feel like the right decision. It didn't feel like the right path. And don't get me wrong. I had times where I thought, well, I've messed up here. I need to go back home. I've made a bad decision. Um, Things aren't going well. When I came over here, I ended up in debt, and it was a mess. I had a pretty rocky time, and I am surprised that I kind of had the. I don't want to. This sounds like a kind of coming from a place of ego, and it's not. But I'm surprised I had the bravery to push through it, because at times I actually thought, literally, oh, I have to get home. I have to go back to the UK. I have to go back to the comfort of my mum and live with her. And I had the mental reserve to kind of just push slightly beyond that. And I did that enough times. And then the second biggest decision I ever made was to divorce my ex-wife, which was very hard because it was very abusive and very not a good environment to even suggest that. But
Yeah,
one
hard
day
for you
I
to get
did.
out of it. Yeah, not as easy just to walk out of it. Yeah.
No, very difficult indeed. And one day I mean, I won't say I went to her with bravery in my heart and said I want a divorce. I went with fear, and I was crying, and I was broken, and I just said I can't do this anymore. And it worked. It worked. I came out of
Yeah.
that. I moved in by myself for a while, and then yeah, I met my then girlfriend and now wife, who I've been with for 12 years.
And of course, if you watch Sean's channel, you will see her on there at times as well,
You will.
getting
You will.
getting involved. So that's all good. So we can get to know her somewhat as well,
Yeah.
as much as she wants us to, of course. Now you mentioned there at home, and you might have had to go home and considered it. The comfort of home, was there comfort there waiting if you wanted it?
Yes and no. Um, my mum would have welcomed me back with open arms, but I have always felt that there is I won't call it a void between me and my mum, but certainly a distance. She definitely became less. I don't know. I don't want to say less friendly to me. She's not, she's still my mum and she loves me. But we put it this way. Let me explain it this way. Our conversations became very much, "How's the weather over there? Oh, it's nice," and that's it. It was very throwaway conversations, and we didn't have that connection we once had. Because growing up, I was very close to my mum, very very
Right.
close, and
Yeah.
that kind of it broadened the gap between her and I. And
It was more than physical distance. The physical distance was mental
exactly,
distance as well, right? Yeah.
exactly. So
Yeah.
I while I think I could have returned and been fairly happy going back to the UK, I just felt like maybe it wouldn't have been the atmosphere that I had when I left. I had a good home despite my brother. I actually had a fairly good home in my early 20s and kind of late teens. It was kind of in my mid-teens where things were a bit messy. And I actually had a good environment and things were going fairly well. But I know that if I went back, it wouldn't be the same.
Mm.
Also, I will say this: the job opportunities I had here were a step way beyond what I would have gotten in North Wales. I was very lucky. People laugh when I say this, but when I first moved to Chicago, the first job I ever got was actually working for Playboy, of all places.
Brilliant.
Which, yeah, well, it certainly had its perks. I'll say that. But
We'll
I
get
was
on to
very
that one in a minute. Hang on, that's the next subject. Right, carry on. Yeah.
I was very lucky to get that as my first job, and it was financial
Too right.
security. Yeah, it was very good, and yeah, I was very lucky.
Keep
So
saying it's good. I know. Right. Well, I think I know.
yeah,
Yeah, but you keep telling me
yes,
it's good. Yeah, I
yeah, it
think it's
was.
good, but you keep saying it is. Yeah.
It was a tough job. Don't get me wrong. It was a tough job, but it was enjoyable. It was. I was very lucky.
Now, are you allowed to tell me what went on in there?
Yeah, sure. I'm very
Are
open
you?
about that. Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Oh,
Yeah.
brilliant. I mean, I don't know that it's a brilliant job, right? Because everywhere has a job. Just because that's the company, don't
Yeah.
mean the job you had was a good job in there, as in, the sort of job we think it might be. But hang on. So wait, though, before I go on to Playboys, right? I am gonna go Playboys
Yeah.
because I've got
Sure.
to, I can't help it.
Yeah.
Right. But thanks very much for talking about all that stuff and
Oh, no
being
problem.
so, yeah, but it's very exposing for you.
It
I,
is. It is.
yeah, sure, right. It can't be the most comfortable things to talk about. We certainly didn't know we were going to talk about it.
Hmm.
It's raw, it's personal, and I truly appreciate you, sharing that with,
Thank you.
well, personally me. If I didn't have this camera on, thank you very much for sharing that with me. It was very interesting, and all these things serve as learning and lessons and growth for me, but hopefully for many others. You know, if
Hopefully.
there's other people out there that need help. And look, I don't want to put this in your pocket, but I'm sure Sean would be happy to help share his experience of
Oh,
how he gets
a-
out of these things. Yeah.
anytime. If anyone needs any help out there, and you're watching this, and you do have kind of relatable issues with your life to my life, please, I'm like I said, I'm an open book. I'm willing to help
Right.
anyone whenever they need it. Yeah,
Oh, that's brilliant, and what a lovely offer from you there, Sean.
absolutely.
I'm sure many people will be very grateful for that, even if they don't take you up on it, because
Hmm.
as you said, people need support structure. They might not always have it, and they need people to talk to.
Yeah.
You never know; they might even be into Kungs, hence why they would even be watching me or you anyway.
Right.
And there could be a thing there, but see, people could need help. So that's brilliant that you're there. If someone would like to reach out, so
Yeah.
that's I appreciate that.
No
So
problem.
thanks for that. But before we go any further, I want to go a bit further back because you said that it used to be good there. It used to be nice. Look, by the way, I do want to ask about your bro. I'm not gonna, right? I know
Uh,
my limit. I
feel
know the
free.
thing is, listen, I love my bro so much, right? He's such an integral part of the whole of my life.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine him not being there or not being part of it. He has been. I don't know whether I needed solidarity. The
Yeah.
Rock. I hate that comment and all,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I don't like it, right? But people understand it, but I don't like it.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I don't know that I need that because I just had it, right? Maybe if I didn't have it, I'd have gone off the rails and whatever. And he just always kept me there without me even knowing that he was doing so. But
Yeah.
I don't believe I needed it. I was a good kid and he was a good kid. And like I said, we had a good upbringing and good parents, right? I
Great.
think I always would have been happy. But man, I am so much happier with him. And
Yes.
and not only are you not in the same country as either of those people, and it's the same as my mum, right? My mum, I know most people, not everybody, most
Hmm.
people think the world of their mum, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm one of them as well. You also said yourself you were very close to your mum
Oh yeah.
when you were growing up in Wales. Me too, and I am still now.
Hmm.
That human, yes, she's my mum, and I appreciate that I see her differently to what other people do, but that is to me the perfect human. I didn't know
Yeah.
there was such a thing as perfect human beings. Well, I've met one. My dad's pretty good. Don't get me wrong; he's
Yeah.
pretty good, but perfection, and he knows this as well. The nice thing is, he knows it now. He may not have always known it, but he knows it now as well. That human is perfect. Never put a foot wrong. Never has, even when I was a kid and growing up and teenage and everything. And I sometimes say to her, was I just a good kid or something? I just don't remember having any run-ins, any fights, any arguments. Yeah, you were good. You were a
Yeah.
good kid.
Yeah.
But to me, I won't go through all the stories because I won't. But there's a lot of stories I have from my childhood
Yeah.
that are some are crap. Don't get me wrong. Some are, but they're not because of her. No way, right?
Right.
But all the things that she did, they're only tiny little things, and I will bring them up to her now and go, "Do you remember this?"
Yeah.
I'll tell you one of them. I dropped a bottle of Lucasade coming out of a shop. And Lucasade, as you will know, used to be glass bottles, right?
Yes.
As did a lot of Coke still is, right? But Lucasade was glass bottles. And she bought me one out of the shop. I was only a little toddler and I dropped it on the floor. Of course, I didn't mean it. I wanted that Lucasade and it smashed everywhere. Now,
Yeah.
I was very distressed by that. I was upset and I was crying my eyes out. And even though I was only a little toddler, I remember her saying to me, "It's all right, love. Don't worry. It's only a bottle." I can't chat about it. Anyway, I'm not going to be able to chat about it. It's too much.
Got
What I'm
you.
saying is those little things, they aren't little things.
No, absolutely not. I
They're just
fully
they're not.
understand. Yes.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
My mum was a. I feel like what you're saying. I relate to so much. My mum literally the definition of an angel. Like I wouldn't have a bad word said against her. She went through so much, and she remained this just strong, just fantastic woman all my life, and she's always been there. And like I was saying, there's still a little gap between us now, but growing up, I could never say a bad word about her. She was there fully for me, even though she went through her own stuff, and fully,
Y-
she was always good to me. And I will
Yeah.
always love her for that. Yeah, my brother, on the other hand, I always say this about my brother. I love my brother. I don't like my brother.
Fair enough. Yeah. Well,
That's
yeah.
the
Yeah.
that's the thing we have.
Yeah. Is he all right now?
Yes, he is. He is clean and I won't say sober. I believe he drinks, but he has come off heroin, and he is much better now. He still has problems here and there, which I won't go into because they're his
Yeah.
story.
Sure. Yeah.
But he definitely has his ups and downs. But he has gotten over a massive hump and has come out a better person on the other end.
And do you in this? How long do you say you've been there now,
About
Maryland?
20 years.
Oh, sorry, the States. 20 years. 20
Yeah,
years
20 years.
is the States.
Yeah.
Um, have you been back and seen them much, or have they come to you
No.
much at all?
Nope.
Nothing.
I've been back maybe a total of 3 times in 20 years.
Okay, so something, but yeah, not much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and my mum's been here once. She came here for my wedding, my second wedding. She
Right.
came over, for that, which was only 5 years ago now. So I did see her fairly recently. Sorry, I'm tearing up now.
Listen, you know, I'm honestly, Sean.
Yeah,
I'm happy to have the company
yeah,
in this type of thing because this is something that is yeah.
I'm
I
so
struggle
sorry.
with this stuff a lot,
Yeah.
you know, and it's not always tears of sorrow, right? It's because I'm so grateful, I'm so happy
Oh, that's it.
with it. Yeah,
Yeah, this
um,
isn't sadness. This is just the love of my mum.
emotion.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Raw emotion is what it is. I'm not sad about anything. I'll never regret anything I've done because that what made me where I am today. So I can't have regrets because I'm very happy. But I've been lucky enough to have a mum by my side for the majority of my life. My dad wasn't in the picture. So he was never around from when I was about 8 years old, I think 7, 8 years old. My dad, he and I don't get on very well. I don't see him at all. I don't speak to him. My brother, I don't speak to anymore. We don't converse at all. We used to a little bit, but not anymore. But yeah, beyond beyond all that, I'm okay.
Well, this is, well, that's why it's important to say that because,
Mhm.
like you say, beyond all that, you're okay. Now, I can hear it. I know you, and I like the words you're using. You're saying there's no regrets because I
Yeah,
am where I am with it. Um, I know because of the way I'm feeling right now and
yeah,
how I feel about this stuff, and that now I've found somebody else who feels the same.
yeah,
And to be honest, honestly, this is the first time I've met you properly like this, and it's pretty comforting for me, is the truth, because I feel it,
yeah.
and that's nice. That's a nice thing for me.
It's nice to have this for me. I don't get to talk about
Yeah,
this. Yeah,
yeah. This is good. And but I heard it there, but I could feel the word was you have no regrets, but I can hear from what you've said, and I could feel why you put that word there, and it was the word you used, like I used rock.
yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
want to, right? But I could feel that you still could have wished and hoped for more
Oh,
with
100%.
the connection,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and that you can't help but feel like in different circumstances, different scenarios, you would have had that and kept that all the way through. It wasn't meant to be
yeah,
because of the way lives went, but yeah.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
know why you said not regret, but
Yeah, it's like I don't regret my story, but I regret the damage that was done through my story, if that kind of makes
yeah.
sense.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Yeah,
it sure does. Yeah, because that means you've got some awareness of what these things, the problem, the issues or whatever the things they can have on other people, which is what a lot of time addicts and stuff say, right? They go, "Well, it's never mind me. I became whatever. I know
yeah,
a liar or this or whatnot," and that has an effect on other people. It affects
yeah,
other people. Yeah,
yeah,
and people that
yeah.
you love or whatnot. So yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely. I think I'm kind of happy that in a way there's something. I do feel like I have something to offer in my story to people that maybe, relate to it. Not that I'm a guru or that I'm a therapist of any
you're
kind,
just a
but
normal bloke
but
with stories.
right.
That's it.
But I can
They're
I can share my
experiences. They're
story.
real. Yeah, you're not making them up.
Exactly.
They're real, true life experiences, and
Yeah.
you just choose to share them or not. That's it. And someone
Absolutely.
can choose to listen to them or not.
exactly. And people that have been through that, been through rocky roads, and people who are addicts and people who are alcoholics, like, th- we should, like, they have a story. They have a story to tell, and you don't know their story unless you actually sit down and speak to them. And
Yeah,
the good thing is that people can come out of that. An addict isn't a terrible person forever. They can come out the other end and be a better person. It's I don't like to say I'm a prime example of that, but I'm an example of that. So I don't know. It's a confusing kind of barrage of emotions that I feel for my life and for my story. And there's parts that make me think, oh, this is great because I can tell this story now and I can help others. And there's parts of me that say, oh, I hate the damage that's done and that I might not speak to my brother again. And that's hard to deal with. And it's just, yeah, it's kind of an avalanche of stuff that I feel when I think about it. But
mm.
I can compartmentalize that quite well and kind of think about it when I need to think about it. And then the rest of the time, I can kind of just shove it off over here and not dwell on it.
Of course. And this is how you carry on. This is how you don't go and do silly things or try and get
Exactly.
rid, or you know what I mean. This is how you face people the next
Yeah,
day. This is how you look at yourself in the mirror. This is how you put your clothes on. You go out and face the music or whatever.
absolutely.
This is how you do it
Absolutely.
because
Yeah.
you put it to one side and go, I can handle it. I mean, I always say that about, I don't know, something like my weight or whatever. I'll
Yeah.
go, well, if I constantly looked in the mirror, I don't, right? I ended up going, you know what, mirrors, I think they're banned now, right? I know I look amazing with a beard and whatnot, but I'm just saying that really they're banned, right?
Yeah.
And I said, they have to be, because if I concentrate too much on the bod and quite it looks crap or this t-shirt don't fit or whatever, I ain't going to go out. I'm not going to go and face people,
No.
and you
No.
forget, right? So you do, and this is good. You compartmentalize it, you forget about it. Your brain deals with it and goes, that
Yeah.
doesn't exist anymore, because now you've got to cross the road without getting mashed. You've got to get on the train. You've got to go the right direction. You've got to get there on time, and you've got to go to work or whatever it is you've got to do that day,
Yeah.
which made you go out. Which, remember, we know that some people can't get to that stage of getting out,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
So I did enough to go, well, look, don't worry about that. Forget it for a minute. And then I literally did forget it. I had no clue what I was wearing. I had no clue what I looked like. I never looked in the reflection like some people do, and look in the reflection of the shops and see what's going
Yeah.
on. I don't want to know.
No.
Then, honestly, then someone would remind you, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
a
That's
heckling,
yeah.
whatever it is, and someone would remind you, you'd go, oh, yeah, that's right. I
Yeah.
look like that, did I?
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough having
Right?
reminders of things like that. It's tough. Yeah.
Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, but that's what
Right.
people are like. But then you learn as you get older and you get mature. You go, oh look, that's on them, man. Just leave them to it. You can't have them affect you. They're only going to affect you if you allow them to affect you. Whatever
Yeah.
it is, the word or whatever that's been used, that's only going to affect you. It's down to you how you make that word, or the power you give that word, that statement, that person. That's up to me to control. Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, I didn't like it, but you know that's I can deal with that,
Right.
or you
Right.
learn to, at least, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You learn to get sometimes you just have to learn to get tough skin and you know
Yeah.
and so you just have to learn also some people are just out there to hurt your feelings and just say mean spirited things. They're just that kind of person and it sucks and it's not fun, but it happens.
Yeah, that's right, you bump into them, right? Yeah,
Exactly.
you're gonna bump into one at some point, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if
Yeah.
you've been at school, and you went to school in Wales. I don't know what that was like, but mine was pretty garbage is the truth. There you go.
Yeah, I
Um
was lucky actually. School wasn't too bad for me.
Good. Now we're going to go back to good times, because you told me there was good times, but no, I'll leave the dad. It's enough.
Okay.
It's enough. I do. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. That 8 years old, he was out of the picture. I'm sorry to hear that you don't speak to him and haven't managed to build that relationship and sort those things out.
Yeah.
Um, and 8 years old, I'm going to say, although that's young, he's old enough to know and remember stuff. If they're
Yeah.
bad
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
maybe you'll feel better off. But if it's good stuff, you know what I mean, then you're not going to want him to have gone, and you'll feel a little bit more, I don't know, jilted by the fact that he left you because he was brilliant or whatever. But
Yeah, yeah, it was,
yeah,
my I have my good memories with my dad, I really do. My very younger years, I have fond memories of him, And then he
That's
just, he made. I don't want to say he made a mistake. He cheated on my mum, which isn't a great thing. And
yeah,
yeah, it went bad from there, and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
spiraled. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a shame that, he couldn't. Oh, I don't wanna judge the fella, but all right, that happened, but he's still got 2 kids there, and
yeah,
honestly, they probably needed you, and this is probably why you
yeah,
think so much of your mum as well. Well, it will
absolutely.
help.
Yeah,
Right?
I definitely needed my dad at times, and he just wasn't
Yeah,
there.
sure.
So yeah, yeah,
Any chance of we don't want it to be a choice that you don't speak to your brother anymore and whatever? I mean, let's face it, he can also see what you've been through, and is he older or
yeah.
younger?
He's older. He's older by 3 years.
Okay, well, he might not want to learn from his younger brother. Who knows? It depends, right? But I'm saying he still can see
Yeah.
what well, he might not even know. But if he asks and he knows and he was close to you and he spoke to you, he would know the story and he can watch this. By all means, bro, watch this, right? And find out about your own brother. Because the
Yeah.
truth is, there might be things he don't know or didn't know that you were able to express to him because
Oh,
he's not around. Yeah, so we don't know.
yeah, yeah,
But any chance of rekindling chats, fixing
yeah.
it with your bro?
I think about it honestly. I think about it at least once a month. Just shooting
Right.
him a quick
Yeah.
email. I have his email address, and it's something that I really want to do. I just haven't formulated the way that I want to approach it,
I
and
see.
kind of just rekindle it. There's a part of me that my mum always said this to me as well. There's a part of both of me and my mum that want to sit down with my brother and go, why? Why did all that happen? Like, what were you thinking? And all the terrible things he did. Be like, explain yourself. But there's also a
Mm.
part of us that's just like, I never want to think about that again. I just want to move on. So
Yeah.
right now, I think I'm at the stage where I'm really ready to just move on and not say, hey, do you remember what you did and what you were like? Uh, we've been there. I'm sure he has strong regrets, and I'm sure he thinks certain things about himself. And I don't want to really explore that because that's his story and those are his feelings that he has
Of
never
course.
shared in his
Yeah.
entire life. So yeah, I think we used to talk about movies and things, and we used to love films together. And
Yeah. Yeah.
we do have a connection. He's a massive fan of Japanese horror, and
Right.
I have my love. So yeah, yeah. One day we'll rekindle. Yeah,
With your bro, maybe you don't know what you're gonna get, and you're happy now, and it'll happen when it feels right to you, right? It's gonna
yeah.
happen when it feels
It,
right.
it, it will. I guarantee it happening. Probably within the next year or so. I've been thinking about it enough recently, and it's just a trigger that I need to pull, and I have to work out a way on how to do it. But I'm getting closer and closer to that, really. And
Yeah.
sometimes I speak to my mom on through whatever FaceTime or whatever, and
Yeah.
I'll say hi to my brother, or how's
Yeah.
he doing? How's he's got a son, and his son is apparently the best kid in the world. So
Damn.
I do ask about him and things like that, but I just haven't gone that
Nephew.
extra. you know
You've got a nephew.
I do.
I wish my bro had a kid, man. I say to him, please just have one so I can have the nephew or whatever, but
Yeah.
he don't. But I'm saying that would also go to me, damn it, and he's got a kid as well.
Yeah, my nephew doesn't know me at all. He's
Damn
got
it, man.
he's got no clue.
Well, you
Yeah.
can't force these things, right? It's just
No.
it's going to happen
Hmm.
naturally, organically when it's ready to happen. I totally understand the reservations of I don't want to face all this old stuff. That's the good thing about not forcing it and contacting too early because you've had plenty of time to heal, think about it, sort yourself out, be centered in yourself to go, do I really need this and put him through it? And if he wants to, he can put himself through it and I'll listen if he wants.
Exactly. I think there's a connection to be had, and I think we can meet on like mutual ground where we don't have to bring up any of the stuff that happened in the past, and we can both speak like as they say, adults. Just speak like brothers. I guess that's what I'm trying to say is we can actually speak like brothers and get on like we
Yeah.
used to. One thing I always say about my brother, and I'm not trying to segue or anything here, but I will always, always, always love my brother. He is the one that introduced me to Khan. So
Okay. Well, I'm happy for that to be another one of those little buzzwords, a little seg word, eh? Right. Okay. Seg word. Cool. That goes to show I don't use that one very often. All right. Listen, I was ready to go there anyway. So let's go back to the times in Wales, because I'm presuming the love from Kung did not come from the United States. I actually want to speak to you about Kung in the United States
Hmm.
as well,
Yeah.
but I want to go back to the raw nitty gritty. I want to go back to Wales. I want to know what's going on with the Kung, because I was in England and
Yeah.
you was in Wales, and we're not exactly the same age. I might be a little bit older, not much, but enough, right? But we still look the same, so it's all good.
There you go.
And yeah, right. So I know the Kung from my point of view, and
Yeah.
we were in very different parts of the country, if
Yes.
you like, or whatever. So how on earth did you get into Kung? What's going on with the Kung?
Well,
You mentioned your bro, but
I
what's
I,
happening with
I
it?
personally think I have a very different story from everyone else. I'm not saying everyone has the same story, but I think what was kind of unique to me is, I'll explain. When my brother was a drug addict, essentially, my mum would go out on a weekend, and my brother would invite all his friends around, and they would go to the living room and get
Right.
high or whatever they did, and I would hide
Yeah.
upstairs in my bedroom. I would always stay well away from them. If I wasn't hanging out with my friends, I was in my bedroom. And they would always get movies to watch while they were high, and they could just conk out in front of them or whatever they do. Well, one day, and this is even more ironic in a minute. You'll see the irony. One day, my brother came up to my bedroom and he knocked on my door, and I opened it, and he was holding a VHS, and all he said to me was, "You have to watch this." That's all he said, and he
It will
handed
help
it
you
to me.
later on when you go and work for Playboy. No,
Right.
not that film.
Oh, he gave me a lot of those films, but
Right? Yeah, brilliant.
he
Yeah.
he actually, and this is the ironic part, he actually handed me Drunken Master. The
Ooh, yeah, I
made it,
see the irony.
yeah.
I'm with you now. Okay,
Right.
yeah.
The made in Hong Kong VHS of Drunken Master, and he handed it to me, and all he said was, "You have to watch this." At that time, I I was clueless, didn't even know who Jackie Chan was. I vaguely recall my dad, when I was maybe 7 or 8, showing me, if I remember correctly, it was Enter the Dragon or Fist of Fury. I can never remember which one it was.
Yeah.
But I kind of put that out of my mind. So my brother just said, "Watch this," and I did. I sat down in my bedroom there, and then I had a VCR in my room, and I whacked it in the tape player, press play, and for however long Drunken Master is, 90 minutes or whatever, I was glued. I was entranced, even. Um, like I
I
always
know.
I always say this to people, and I think people sometimes think I'm being funny about this, but there is a feeling that every old school kung fu cinema fan gets. It's kung fu films like speak to your soul in a way. They bring something out of you. But it's everything. It's not just the fights. It's everything. There's such a complete package of joy.
Yes.
And that's how I felt watching Drunken Master.
Oh,
I said to myself, like, why have I never seen this? Like, what is going on in my life where this has never crossed my path? And I
yeah.
was I was gobsmacked by it. I was like, "Oh, what is this?" Yeah. And
Oh no.
and I was what? I was 14
Yeah.
years old. 14.
Actually, quite old. It's quite old, really. But then
Right?
that does make sense because you're younger than me, so that I got that earlier. Not
Right.
only that, what also is interesting about that story is the version. The fact that you were given a made in Hong Kong version. Was it a rich boxed cover and everything?
Yeah, yeah, cover everything. Yeah, it was the no, the Made in Hong Kong was the Eastern Heroes release, right?
Yep. On the spine, it had made in Hong Kong red,
Yeah,
blue
on
cover.
the yellow spine. Yeah, a blue cover.
Right.
Yeah, the on the front with the
And
with the
what
yeah.
and what language was it in?
Back then, just the old school dub when Huang Zhongli was Thunderfoot.
I'm called Thunderfoot. Huh?
When he wasn't,
That's the
over
best
here.
one.
The best dub ever. I
The
like
best I've ever, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny, when I moved here and started, I met a few people that were into kung fu films, and they knew Huang Zhongli as Rubber Leg, and I was like, "What are you talking
Yeah,
about? He's
yeah.
Thunderfoot!" And
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
yeah, classic. 70% feet, 30% fists. Classic
Yeah,
line.
yeah. Yeah, man, the best. That is just so good. I mean, the luck on that,
Yeah.
because at that
Oh,
time you could have got. I don't know. Actually, was there? Well, actually, there was probably a Cantonese print knocking around.
somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, a sub one, and that's
Not in
fine.
North Wales. Not in North Wales,
So
I'll
there
tell
you
you
go,
that.
right? But it's brilliant, man, because you got the ultimate best, and that's why it
Oh,
would have made such a big impact as well. Because I mean, look, I do think even with I don't know if have you seen the crap dub on the
yeah.
Eureka disc? You've
Mhm.
seen
Of
it, right?
course.
Have you
Yeah, yeah.
watched it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, it's crap,
Mhm.
and it's not a patch on it.
Nope.
But I do think had I had watched that for the first time, I still would have loved the film.
Yes.
I don't think
Oh,
it would have
definitely.
ruined the film. It ruins the film for me now because I
Yes.
know the difference.
Yeah.
I still think I would have liked it if I'm honest. As much as I hate that dub, I hate it because there should be no other dub.
Yes. I agree wholeheartedly. I think at that time in my life, he could have given me Cantonese language subbed version, a dub that was crazy.
Agreed.
I just, it was just the very, and it's almost spiritual, like the very essence of the kung fu movie. I was just like, oh, this is everything to me. This is every aspect of this, from the dub to the sound effects to Dean Sheck to just everything just worked
And
for
he-
me. Yeah, it was incredible. It was yeah, it was honestly one of the best, genuinely one of the best like
Smelling
cinematic
his feet.
moments of my. Oh yeah, classic Dean Check. And I I just immediately said, firstly, I went down to my brother, and
Oh,
I actually walked. I never went to see him and his friends. And after watching it, I walked downstairs into that room and just said, "Where did you get this from?" And
he knew.
yeah,
He knew you were going to get done. Yeah.
oh yeah, he did.
He
That's
knew.
the magical thing between me and my brother that I've never really spoke to him about. But I really want to one day just say, how did you know that you could hand me Drunken Master and
Yeah.
I would love it? And he knew. He knew.
Because he got the feeling. You
Yeah.
explained it.
Yep.
He got that. And
Yep.
when I got to pass it on,
Yeah.
me and my bro have done that down the corridor and all down the hallway. We've done the
Right.
same thing along the landing and gone.
Yep.
And it weren't just with Kungs. We've agreed what the other ones were. It was with the other ones as well, but they all came from my dad. He had
Yes.
them,
Yeah.
so I'm glad he never left because
Yeah, I didn't get that. I didn't
I
get that,
didn't.
sadly. I had to rely on my brother, but he had his fair share. I was safe
Did
in
you?
that
Yeah,
regard.
yeah, yeah. No, no. My dad definitely saw. He didn't sort us out on purpose. But he did by default, right?
Yeah,
Especially
of
once we knew
course.
how to do the double vids
Yes. Oh,
and get
yep,
a quick
yep.
copy while he's at work.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Oh,
Well,
brilliant.
it's funny because after I watched so after I don't I get muddled a little bit. I think after I saw Drunken Master, it was around the time, and you'll remember this. Channel 4 was showing late night Jackie Chan films.
Yeah, that's
Um
right.
and they were showing Project A, Police
Mm,
Story, Wheels on
yeah,
Meals. And I just went like I immediately went, who is this Jackie Chan guy? Like who is he? What is he? Because
did you know he was the same
I look
bloke?
well, I
You
knew
were old enough though,
I
yeah.
knew his name, but my
Mm,
mum had, remember TV Guides magazine?
yes.
And I spotted his name one day, and I was just like, "Oh, he's on Channel 4," and it's past
Man, I
my
wish you'd kept
bedtime.
it.
But I stayed up and I taped them all off Channel 4, and I would just
Brilliant.
watch none of his old school, none of the 70s stuff. It was all the 80s stuff, Project A, stuff like that. And I
Yeah.
watched a bunch of those, and then the first ever Kung Fu VHS I ever bought, I went to Chester. For those of you that don't know, Chester's kind of about 45 minutes away from my hometown, on the train. So I hopped on the train and I went to Virgin Megastore in Chester, and
On
I
your own.
on my own,
It's
and I
important,
walked
these things,
in.
these details. How old?
Absolutely, around then I was probably 15 at the time, probably 15
Oof,
years old. Yeah,
very adventurous. Yeah.
yeah, I was, but it's almost like I had a mission. I knew that I
Mm,
needed to get something, so I knew Virgin Megastore, or it could have been HMV, one of the two. Was this like I knew they were a mecca for films. If you wanted to
yeah.
go and get a VHS, you get them from there. And I,
Yeah.
I went in and I found a kung fu section, and I was
Oh,
blown
brilliant.
away because I stood there and I went, I don't know what to buy. Like, granted,
All
I
of
could
them,
get,
innit?
you're right, I could get Jackie Chan films, but I was like, I want something different. So I actually bought, and everyone kind of goes, "Why did you buy this one as your first film?" I bought
Oh, we'll see.
Shaolin Red Master. Do you remember that film?
Cheek and Chun,
Sequin
brilliant.
Shun. Yeah,
He's
and I,
reliable. You didn't
oh,
know it at the time. He's
no,
one of the most reliable kung blokes ever.
absolutely. I had no clue. I knew, I kind of knew what Shaolin was. So I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I'll pick up a Shaolin film. So I picked up Shaolin Red Master and I watched it. And I remember back then I went, this isn't quite as good as Drunken Master. So on my second visit, I picked up Snake and the Eagle Shadow, of
Yeah,
course.
he made sure
I went,
you righted the wrong.
I went back to Jackie Chan. Exactly, exactly. I knew that he
Yeah,
was the
he
same.
weren't that reliable. And it's funny
Right.
though, you would have seen Shaolin Red Mask and seen the box, the muss, the bod.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And then they had the
Wicked
crazy,
cover.
like, white haired villain on the front as well that he was kind of punching. Oh, I knew it was going to be
Brilliant.
something interesting.
It still was, yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
Mm.
you made a mistake that day. Well, no, because you it actually, I think it was quite a good idea because your
Yes.
brain went, I want more muscle kung Chinese bloke, that's
Yep.
it. So
Yeah.
you were already branching out.
Yes, and it opened up my, let's call it, my kung fu palette to actually realizing that there was more than Jackie Chan out there,
Yeah.
and it wasn't just him, and I could get other films, and yeah, I again, just from there, I did well. I was lucky as well because I'm a big hip hop guy. I'm hugely into hip hop, and I was into Wu-Tang Clan around that time, and they were talking about
Oh,
Shaolin,
of course.
36
Yeah.
chambers, and
Yeah.
all that stuff. So I
Mm.
was like, what's this 36 chambers thing? So I picked up, was it the old Warner release, the black VHS with just a small
Oh,
circular Gordon Liu? Is that the Warner release?
not 36 chambers in this country. Didn't I never saw the Black Warners. They had a Thorn EMI yellow cover on the front.
Oh,
It was yellow and it was blue on the side. But the Return to the 36 Chamber had a black big Warner
oh,
Brothers
maybe
one.
I got that first then. Maybe I got
Brilliant.
Return first.
Love that film.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Great.
great. Oh, by the way, that's so underrated as well. Not enough people give the sequel credit. I like the third film, to be honest.
So do I. Yeah,
Yeah.
Disciples. Yeah,
Yeah.
brilliant.
It's great.
Yeah, I love
Great.
that as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I do really like, and I know they're not the same, right? But I really like Return to the 36.
Yeah.
Real power, Kwon Young Moon in there.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously Wong Long Wei. It's a great film. Yeah, I love that.
It is just, yeah. It was. I always say, people are going to think I'm pretentious, but the journey of a fledgling kung fu cinema fan is a thing of beauty. I think,
Mm.
genuinely, I think finding them at a young age and then going on this magical journey when you realize, oh, it's not just Jackie Chan has made 4 films or whatever. You realize, wait, there's a guy called Samo. Who the hell is he? There's a guy called Lau Gar Lung. What are who are these people? And then
It's
all
too
of a
much.
sudden, yeah, all of a sudden you've got, a wealth to choose from, and you get your duds. Sometimes you get your duds. I think I picked up, back then it was called The Traitorous. I think its original title was Shaolin Traitorous.
Yeah, that's Chang Yi and Sammo Hung, I think.
Yeah, Sammo Hung,
Yeah.
yeah, and, I picked up that. I remember not liking that one. I wasn't a big fan, and I was like, "Oh, no, some of these aren't as good," but there was still something in going to the shop, going that 45 minutes and being excited the whole time. "What am I gonna find today?" And, back then I had a paper round, and I was like, "I'm saving up my money," and like, "What am I gonna buy for whatever, 12 quid, 10 quid?" I just, the world is my oyster, and I could
Yeah,
get
man.
anything. Yeah, great
It's so
feeling.
exciting, isn't it? It
Yeah.
really is so,
Oh,
so,
yeah.
so exciting.
Yeah.
Um, the feeling you get from it is just unrivaled. Not be like you say, not being nasty to anyone, but you can't have it now. It's not.
No.
It's not your fault. You
No.
can't have it. You'll
Yeah.
have better stuff than we had, right? We never had phones or computers or internet or anything. But
Exactly.
if you want to call that stuff good, whatever.
Yeah.
But this stuff you can't go back there. It is what it is. It's
No.
discovering it for the first time. It's
It was
amazing.
so different. It was such a unique experience,
It
and
really was,
like
yeah.
it's the difference between watching, I don't know, a special feature on a Blu-ray now compared to like opening up an Eastern Heroes and reading the liner notes and what they had on the. Oh, there was something. It's
Even the
so
crap
different.
inside.
Right, it's so different, but it was so exciting to go. Look at all these
Oh,
titles they're listing. What's this? What's 13 Cold-Blooded Eagles? And just I don't know. There was just something really, really special about it, and I'll always be in debt to my brother for introducing me to
there
that.
you go, brother. Yes,
Because yeah,
brilliant.
the rest is
Still the
history, as they
best.
say. Yeah, here I am today.
The thing is, you could still see though that you came a little bit later because you were going to Virgin and getting a Ridges. I was getting
Yeah,
real crap to start
Y-
with.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I kind of it's not that I regret. I'm almost sad that really North Wales had zero kung fu cinema community. So I wasn't getting any of the old boots or anything like that. They just weren't available,
Yeah.
and I had no one to talk to about kung fu films. I had
Well, it's
no
not as easy anyway, right? Yeah.
no, back then, obviously no internet, so I wasn't on the internet chatting to people, and I just had no one to guide me or no one to even fuel my love. It was a self-fueled thing, and I
You're
kind
doing
of
it all on your own.
yeah, I'm kind of sad that I missed out on the community, and I'll go on record as saying this: I've never been to the cinema and watched an old school kung fu film. I
Oh,
just never have.
yeah, fair enough.
And
Might be help.
I'm really sad that I've never seen an old school kung fu on the big screen. I've seen whatever. I've seen Ip Man or whatever you want to mention, any of the modern
Yeah, it's
ones.
still Kung, but
Right, right, but
yeah.
it's not the classics, and
No.
I never got to see that, and I never got to be part of this community, and I love the fact that, for example, this is a perfect kind of thing to talk about
Mm.
yourself and Rodney, for example.
Yes,
Um,
Rodney.
Rodney introduced me to the term shapes. I didn't have that growing up. I didn't have
Yeah.
the term shapes. I didn't
Why would
know.
you if you're
Right,
there? Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was, and only now I'm like, oh, shapes. It makes perfect sense. And all the people's nicknames and things
Yeah.
like that. I didn't have it, and I kind of missed out on that tiny bit of being a fan, a collector, or whatever you want to call it back then.
Yeah.
That I just didn't quite experience, which I'm always slightly irked by that, but
You can't-
I had my own journey, so I can't
And it's the
complain too
same for
much.
us. For this generation or whatever generation you want to call it, we never, I never went to late night. And
No,
there were people before me like Peter, who I have on. He's a late night bloke, late night flyers, and used to go and watch all the films at late night. I've
yeah,
never seen a film at late night. They saw all the Kungs there, but I
yeah,
don't. I
it's so
actually
good.
don't. I want to have done it, but I
Yeah,
don't feel. I mean, I missed out because I would have loved it, but
hmm
I was a kid. I could,
yeah,
I couldn't have gone to. And honestly, if I'm really honest, the films would have been my thing, but the environment, the guys would have been fine. All the, the weed smoking and all that,
yeah,
it
yeah.
weren't really my thing.
It's not an environment for a kid, really. Even though you
Nah,
love the film, yeah,
yeah,
it's not quite
but
right. But yeah,
still, that's what I'm saying. So I never done that, but it don't make us any less cunt. And look, it's the same for
no,
the new blokes. I know sometimes people might go, he's digging at this. Down. I'm not meaning to. We're just talking from our experiences and our point of view.
yeah,
Your experiences, and you come along at that time. So when a bloke tells me, like Stephen Ainge tells me, the first film he watched was, I can't remember what one it was now. Sorry, Steve, but I'm sure it was Shanghai Nights or something like that. Hey,
wow,
yeah,
wow.
right. Well,
Oh.
exactly. It's wow. What got you into Kung, Shanghai Nights? You're like, oh, really? But I also
Wow.
think to myself how important those films are because
Absolutely.
I look at Shanghai Nights. Now I like Shanghai Nights. Oh
Yeah.
no,
Shy
was
Noon's
no
better.
Noon?
Yeah, Noon's
Noon is a
better
good
than
one, right?
Nights. Yeah.
Sorry, I think it was Noon, right?
Okay.
I think it was. But anyway, let's go Shanghai Noon. It is Shanghai Noon, not Nights. Shanghai Noon is good, and I like that film, and I liked it
Yeah.
at the time. I probably like it now as well, but I just haven't watched it for ages. Even so, though, that was way far down the line. And at that point, I still knew that weren't a proper Chan. I
Yeah.
knew that was an Americanized Chan for
Yes.
normal blokes who can't handle Chan in his raw state for whatever reason. I know it's a dressed up Chan, but
Yeah.
look how important it was. Because guess what? strangely enough, and I didn't notice until I started talking to newer fans or whatever, this guy, Stephen Ainge, it had the same effect on him as what he did Drunken Master had on me and you. Same
Isn't
thing.
that wonderful? That, and this is a
Yes.
negative term I'm going to use. I don't really love that I'm using it, but it kind of it's apt. Like there's a gateway drug, right, for everyone.
Mm.
A way into the genre. And no matter how some people watch, I don't know, some people watch Rush Hour or whatever and go, "Oh, that's a fun film," and never watch another kung fu film ever again or another Jackie Chan film. And
That
that's
happens,
fine.
yeah.
But those people that watch Shanghai Noon and go, "Wait, hang on a second.
He knew.
There's something here. There's something in this." And then they get to explore that whole wealth and just, oh, it's special.
I put that solely down to that special person, Jackie Chan.
Yes.
He is the difference there. We
Yes.
know he were being told what to do a lot in those films, and he weren't being able to be true Chan. We also know he was older. There's many, many things. But that guy knew there's Owen Wilson, and then what is that? That's
Yeah.
not normal.
Yeah.
That's different. He
Yes.
knew it, and I love that that film was able to do that. And I hope I can't see it, but I hope that even Panda Plan and A Legend and all that, I hope they do that too, because
Yes.
he's a special, special person. And
Absolutely.
I still feel it when I watch things like Panda Plan. I still go, look, this is what it is. The guy's 70. I'm all good. I understand. He's given me enough, this guy.
Yeah.
I do not, I love the guy for still being on the screen. So I'm all good with it, right?
Yeah.
But I still look at it and go, I think if I was a kid, I'd love this. I think I'd still love this. I think I'd
Yeah.
still love this bloke. I'd still love this old Chinese bloke. I think I would.
I agree. Just I think maybe I'm trying to be too philosophical here, but I think there's also something, I don't want to say we're born with it, but there's almost like a kung fu gene that people have in them where they watch something like that and they go, "Oh, this works for me." And like not everyone has that. My wife doesn't have it and my friends don't have it.
I
But
know so many that don't.
right, but those people that it just clicks and turns something on and it's like, "Oh, wait. I really have to dive into this because this is something special." That's the magic there. That's the magic.
And if you've got any sense about you, you'll look at that Panda Plan. You'll go, "Oh, lovely! I enjoyed that. I had a giggle at it. Great." And it had this old Chinese bloke in it. Hang on, old Chinese bloke who's 70 years old. What else has he done? Man,
Right.
you go back.
Exactly.
Oh my god! See, this is the thing. As much as we go, "Oh, you wouldn't get that. You wouldn't get that because you're not old enough." No, we don't want to be old, right? For
No,
God's sake,
no.
I don't want to be old, right? It just is what it is. But as
Yep.
much as we can say, "Oh, you'll never get that," you know what we'll never get? We will never get watching Panda Plan back. We will never get that backwards.
No.
We won't get that. How
Absolutely.
amazing must that
Yes.
be?
Yes. Those people that can work backwards, like it's let's say someone watches The Raid, for example, and just sees The Raid and go,
Yeah.
wait. There's something great here. It's martial arts. I'm loving the choreography. I'm loving martial arts. What else? What are the influences on this film? And then you watch an interview with Gareth Evans. He's talking about Sammo Hung, and you're like, oh, hold on. Let me write these down.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then what? It's
Right.
just opened up in a different order. I
Uh,
don't know which one feels.
yeah.
This is the thing. It might actually feel even better to go. Oh, look, we didn't really have it because I started with Snake and no, it was Enter the Dragon and Bruce Lee, the Man, the Myth, Bruce's Fingers, and I think Tiger Strikes Again. So I had my ones, but
Nice.
the one that made me watch them over, carry on watching them was Snake and Eagle Shadow. Drunken Master came very, very shortly after, so I
Hmm.
got absolutely smashed by both in a row, pretty much. But us going back, we ain't the same because if
No.
we go back now, at the time I go back, and I always liked Mag Bodyguards. I even liked Killer Meteors. I loved Spiritual Kung Fu.
Oh,
I loved
it's
Shaolin
great.
Chamber of Death or Shaolin Wooden Men. I did like those films at the
Yep.
time, but I still knew they weren't that. They weren't Snake and Eagle Shadow and Drunken Master. I still knew that, right?
Right.
But I did like them.
Oh,
But we
yeah.
didn't have much to go here,
No.
right?
No.
But it was also amazing when a new film came out, Police Story in 1985 or whatever, that you were kind of almost watching it in 1985. That
Yeah,
was mad.
I always love that. I sadly I missed Police Story. I was a little too young at that time, but things like I was lucky enough for when Drunken Master 2 came out. I was what 12 when it came out. and obviously I only got into the genre when I was 14, but shortly after I was 14, I was made aware of this film called Drunken Master 2. It's like, wait, my brother gave me the first one. What's this?
Yeah.
And back then you couldn't. Back then in North Wales, you couldn't get Drunken Master 2 for love nor money. I had
No,
to
that
go.
was a hard one to get for a
Yeah.
long time.
Yep,
Yeah.
I had to get an imported Australian VHS. This was after the internet hit. There was a site called hkflix.com. And I
Yes.
ended up getting an Australian import VHS, and it took forever to get to me. But,
Yeah.
it was
Nice
magical.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we ended up with a Hong Kong laser disc of that one.
Oh, nice. See, I never got into laser discs either.
Well, I mean, it was hard to get into them, right? So we got into them as in we loved them, but
Right.
they were very expensive. And
Yes.
what people have got to they ain't got to realize. Sorry for saying it like that, guys, but we did. I mean, I ain't got any money now. Well, I certainly didn't have any money then. We did the best we could
Yeah,
do. You know,
of course.
some stuff I bought a Ridge, some stuff I got from the video shop and booted when I got the opportunity. I couldn't even do that straight away. It was renting the same films over. When I got the ability to, I booted them. When I got the ability to and they were selling them off, I started buying them. When I got a bit more money, I started buying more. When they became retail, I started buying more. You know,
Yeah.
I buy less now, I would say. I've got less
Yeah.
money to spend on them now because everything I had, it wasn't much, but I could spend it all on Cam, everything.
Right.
And
Back
games.
then,
Bad
you
for
didn't
me, games
you
as
didn't
well.
have bills. You didn't have bills back then. It was just like,
That's
well,
right.
I can go and spend
Yeah.
whatever money I've got, and it was just. I was lucky as well. I'll always remember this. There was a video shop about 10 minutes from my mum's house, and it was called Hollywood Nights, which is a fantastic name for
Good
a
one.
video shop. And it was owned
Knights
by.
is in the nighttime or is in the knight in shining armor?
Do you know
A K
what?
or an N?
Do you know what? They switched it up even more. It was NITES. I don't know why, but it was NITES, which it makes
I never went there. Jeez.
it makes no sense, but it worked for me. And it was owned by a guy called Mr. Hawley. I remember that was his name, Mr. Hawley, and he was friends with
Brilliant.
my
See,
mum.
you see back then though, Sean? Mister.
Oh yeah,
Even
I
this,
didn't know.
I've called you Mr. Sean on here. You know what I mean? Yeah, right.
I've got no
Mr.
idea what his
Hawley.
first
Love it.
name is. Yeah, and he was friends with my
And you
mum,
knew
so
his name. That's
oh
another
yeah,
thing. You knew his name. You knew
right.
his name and he was a
Oh,
mister.
respect.
Love
Respect
that.
across, yeah. And he let me have 3 videos for a quid. He let me rent them. Rent them 3
Bargain.
videos for a quid. And I kind of I had a foot in the door there. I was like, oh come on, I've got a good deal going on. So every weekend I'd go there. And while he didn't have like the classics, he would have like a big box Armor of God or something like that, like in there. And what he had more than anything was Cynthia Rothrock films, which
Oh,
I wasn't really into. No, exactly. I was the same.
I
I was like,
did like him.
this China O'Brien thing is like fine, but it's not what I'm looking for. But then when he got Shanghai
Fine.
Express, when he got
That's what that is. It's fine.
it's just fine, right?
That's
But
it.
when he got Shanghai Express, I was like, wait,
Well,
that's got Samo in it. What's going on now? So 3 videos for a quid. My weekend was set.
so did he get Shanghai Express because it had Rothrock in it, do you reckon, and Norton and all that? I mean,
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no idea
Yeah.
who Samo was. He knew Jackie Chan, so he knew Armor of God and Wheels on Meals he had and things like that. But beyond that, kind of his scope was very very minimal, and he
Yeah,
would
well,
just he'd pick up the odd one here or there, and I was just very lucky. I pounced on them. I had some duds, but you get them.
yeah, well, yeah, but they're the fun ones.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean,
Oh
it's
yeah.
like you said. We look back now, and you're saying the duds are Traitorius and Shaolin Red Master.
Yep.
Brilliant.
Yep. Exactly. I think.
I got lucky with Traitorius because I watched that later. I think exactly the same as you. Had I watched that back in the days, I
Yep.
probably would have thought that weren't that good as well. But I watched that within the last few years and went, "This is brilliant. Why haven't I seen it?"
Exactly. I remember getting. Oh, I'm gonna forget the name of the film now. Is it 5 Shaolin Masters? It's got Dean Sheck as
Shane.
Dean Sheck is one of the leads in it. That's all I remember.
Yeah.
Five Fighters from Shaolin. Is that Dean Sheck in the lead?
5 Fighters from Shaolin. Is
Yeah,
it got Bruce Liang in it as well? Is it that one?
Oh, I don't know. I wish I
10
still
Tigers
had
of
it.
Shaolin? Is it that one?
But I remember
Or
watching
is
a
it
lot.
5? Is it 5?
I don't know. I remember watching a lot of Dean Sheck and going, all right, this
Why?
guy's well because he was in everything. I couldn't avoid him.
That's
and,
true.
and I remember going, "Oh, he's okay. He's very stereotypical. He's the same in every film." And then I got this film, and he was the lead, and he was doing Kung in it, and I was just like,
Brilliant.
"What is this?" And it was
I don't know if I've
terrible.
seen that.
Don't get me wrong, it was terrible. Don't. It was terrible.
Oh,
But I was just like, well, this is unique and interesting, and I've never
yes.
seen it before. And sometimes the bad ones actually turn out to be, fun times.
They're all part of it, though, aren't they? They're all
Yeah,
part
of
of it.
course. Of course,
Yeah.
yeah. I've still got
Now,
some terrible films here in my collection.
but they're not. See, the thing is, they ain't terrible, are they?
No.
You
No, they're
know they
not.
are, and you're
Yeah.
happy to be honest and go, "It's crap." Because that's another thing, right? I grew up around some people that would just say, especially when it come to Kung, I ain't saying their name. I ain't.
hmm hmm
This is a known bloke, right? But this guy, everything was brilliant. Everything.
Oh,
No.
no.
Every bloke is brilliant. Every film is brilliant. It's like, nah, that one was crap. And he'd go, what are you talking about? That's brilliant, that is. And I don't really like
Oh.
that guy. And he'd go, nah, he's wicked, mate. And it's like, well, every film and every bloke is brilliant or wicked. Nah,
Oh,
it
you,
ain't
no.
that. No way.
No. You've got to have people that you hate. I hated John Liu.
You, John Liu.
I hated
So
John
did
Liu.
I. Me and my bro didn't like him either. I love that guy so much now.
Yeah, he's fantastic. In fact, I've been
I didn't like him
revisiting
either.
some of his films, and I've really been enjoying them. But yeah, back in the
He's
day,
wicked.
I thought it was like a 2-trick pony or 3-trick pony. He had the same kicks over and over.
How weird is it that that is actually one? When I said there's a bloke and he would say everything is wicked, and he would say every bloke is wicked and every film is wicked. The bloke that we were saying that we didn't really like that much was John Liu, and he was like, no, he's wicked. The problem is now I know he was right, but he has to be right because everyone is wicked in his eyes, right? They all were. But seriously, we weren't that big a fan of him,
Yes.
but it didn't take long because we carried on. It's not like we went, oh, it's a John Liu, we ain't going to watch it. We still watched it.
Oh
And then
no.
eventually we saw one
Yeah.
called, I don't know if it's got other titles, it's called Dragon Fighter.
Yes.
And we loved that and went, this is wicked. Hang on, maybe he ain't crap. Because this was actually really, really good.
Yeah.
And then kind of each one you saw, you kind of went, okay, I get him now. I understand him now.
Yeah, I was. I got into Invincible Armor early. That was one of the early ones I picked
Okay,
up,
yeah.
and I didn't like him in it, but I loved the film. And it was kind of like he stood out as a sore thumb. I was like, oh, I don't like this guy, but everything else about the film is fantastic. But obviously, over the years, I was just like, oh, John Liu's actually really good in that film.
there's a wicked bit in that though. We're the same.
Yeah.
Massive straight arm.
Yep.
Bruce Lee's giving it all this business, and
Right.
John Liu's
He's very rigid, and then he'd pull out his 2 kicks or whatever he did. Yeah. John Liu.
that one over there.
always that one. Always.
and the sidekick would always be up and over there.
Yep.
The thing is, right, that film, there was a bit though that we loved in that. I don't know if you remember it, but he's in like a bar, tea house, tavern, and he puts his hands on the back of the chair like that. And blokes run into him, and he just leaves his hands gripping onto the chair behind him, and just does boot, bang,
He just
crescent,
boots
bang,
them.
crescent.
Yep.
They all go out. We loved that bit. That was wicked.
Yeah. It's,
What is, ba-na-na-na, dun, 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 ba-na, dun, 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 ba-na,
you gotta love
down.
all that. You gotta love the music as well. It's all
It's
so
wonderful
magical.
picking up those things with his eagle
Oh,
in the beginning, picking those poles out of the ground and
the spiked
whatever
balls.
those metal. Yeah.
The spiked balls in him. It's good
Brilliant.
stuff. It's good stuff.
But you see, there's another bloke in that, right? So Tino Wong, that was another bloke who went, yeah, he ain't very good. We knew him as the provincial champion in Snake and Eagles.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's what we do him as. And so
Right.
and we was like, well, he's all right in that. He does Mantis and he's got wicked dubbing and he's just a great, great character in that,
Yeah.
But, when we saw him in Invincible Armor, I was like, yeah, I don't know, man. He ain't that good,
Exactly. And then there are the people that are in that, like Philip Coe's in that film.
That's right. Yeah.
And I paid no attention to him. I was like, oh, he's a white-haired villain, kind of silver fox guy. He's cool. And I never even knew the actor's name. Didn't care. Years later, I was like, that's Philip Coe. What is going on? I love Philip Coe. And you go back and rewatch it.
I believe when I first saw that, I didn't know it was him either. To me, I know they played brothers in it, but to me, him and Thunderfoot were just the same. I was like, what are these two same blokes?
Yeah.
Brother, I'm so tired of all these official duties.
I don't think I knew it was him when I first saw that either. I think I knew it
No.
was Philip Coe. It's
No,
too well disguised.
Absolutely. I was clueless. I didn't
Too
even
well-
know that. It took me a while to work out that Huang Zhongli was Thunderfoot.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
He looks nothing like him.
No.
In the
it
beginning,
didn't click.
the dong, dong, he does a bit because he's still got black hair.
Right. But he's on the beard.
When he's in the film and it's the white hair, he's very, it's disguised proper.
Yeah.
And let's face it, compared to Snake and Drunken, the outfits are completely different.
Very. Yes.
Long buns, tied up. Look, they're completely different. They don't look the same,
Yeah,
so-
they look very regal in Invincible armor. A lot of them. It's
yeah.
very good costumes in that film.
It is, I suppose, because it is all regal people, or law enforcement and
Yeah.
court workers and stuff like that are going out doing Kung. Yeah,
Mhm.
brilliant. I do like that film now. But you know what? I weren't a big fan of it day one. It wasn't like that was one that I was
Yep.
told invincible armor. I remember Chris Alexis, the way they say it. I'll do it for you. Invincible armor. You're not ready, and it was that kind of thing where you'd go, "What? You ain't seen that? You're a mug." It's like, wait a minute. Sorry, I ain't seen it. But it was all a ploy to make you buy it. That's
Absolutely.
all it was.
Yes.
That's all it was. Oh, you ain't seen this one? Oh, man, you forget. You know what? You think you're Kung. You ain't Kung. You ain't even seen Invincible Armor. So a lot of these films had this aura around them. They
Yeah.
did, right?
Yeah.
I remember the Shaw Brothers film that had a load of aura. Let me get Invincible Armor first, right? So when I bought that, eventually I went, right, here it is then, the Holy Grail. They've been telling me, never mind your Chans and your Samos and whatever, and your China O'Briens. It's Invincible Armor. And I put it on, and me and my bro watched it and kind of went, yeah, I mean,
Right.
this ain't no Snake in the Eagles. Seasonals, Unsiyun,
Mhm.
I was expecting big things. Same bloke, same team. And just looked at it and went, it ain't got the magic, right?
No, it didn't. It didn't.
I do like it now.
lot of that with John Liu as well. A lot of very. It looks like he's tensing his hands so hard.
It's true. He's always so
Yeah.
so tensed up. But once you get it and you go, you know what, I like this guy, and you're in. I mean,
Yeah.
now I like everything he does. I mean, I think he's absolutely amazing.
He's
But it's weird because I
great.
didn't used to.
No,
Neither
it
of us, yeah.
took me a long time to get into John Liu, like a really long time. I can't remember. There was one film that did it for me, and I can't remember what film it was, but there was one film that literally changed my mind on Liu. I wish I could remember what it was.
Yeah, ours was Dragon Fighter. Let me know if you do remember it. But
Yeah,
the Dragon Fighter done it for us. That was wicked. Yeah.
I'll have to. It's in my mind. I just don't have the title. I'll let you know.
I mean, what John Liu's are there? Snuff Bottle Connection, Secret Rivals, Mars Villa. I mean, there's bucket loads of them in it. So it could be.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
all the same. I'll tell you a good one. Zen Kwando Strikes in Paris. That's amazing.
Yeah, classic stuff.
That's
Yeah,
wicked.
yeah. What
That's
is
a
it?
lot of fun.
What did I pick up recently? Oh, the ninja in the. Is it Claws of the CIA? What's it called?
Yeah, I've not seen that.
Oh, Ninja in the Claws of the CIA or something like that.
Good name.
Yeah.
good.
Oh, bonkers name. But I think it might have another name as well. I'm not entirely sure. But that one's it's one of his kind of early 80s one. I think he directed it. It's pretty.
Well, there you
pretty
go.
decent.
He's the best.
I tell you what, John Liu, when he directed himself, he loved to bring in the ladies. He loved the ladies.
Oh, yes, he did like that. In Zen Kwando, he did a bit of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that the one where he's?
You know,
Is that the one where he's doing horse stance and all the women are kissing on him?
I think it might be. Yeah, I think they're all over him, in that. I have to say, I know you had the Playboy job and all that, and we got the stock from the brother and my dad and all that. I don't really like the nudity and stuff in the Kungs.
I get it. I absolutely understand what you're saying. It feels, even though it's it's 70s, and some people will say there's a vibe of exploitation about kung fu movies, which isn't necessarily true. But sometimes nudity, it just feels like it shouldn't be there.
For
You know
me,
what
it
I
did.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I no, I absolutely understand. I mean, especially when I was young, which is weird because as a teenager, I was primed to see that stuff. All I ever wanted to
That's what I'm
see was that
saying. Yeah,
stuff.
of
But
course.
in kung fu movies,
Didn't
I
want it.
wanted my kung fu. I
Me
didn't want
too.
that. I've got my brother's movies for that. I can revisit those
Thank you.
anytime
Yeah.
I want. But the kung, I wanted the kung. Yeah,
Same.
yeah,
It just, we got lucky with Chan, right? For some reason, no swearing, no nudity. He was good all the way through,
yeah,
until Protective, you see, but then it weren't right. He came into it and right at
yeah,
the beginning, give me the effing keys and all that. I didn't
yeah.
like that. I went,
It's
no,
no,
don't
it's
like
all right with
this.
you.
No,
I agree.
I didn't
I
mind the
agree.
film, but I didn't like Chan. It looked false. It sounded forced, and it was forced. Then remember, I didn't know it was forced at the time. But
Yeah.
then you learn later on. You go, oh, this actually was forced. He obviously didn't want to
Yes,
do
he was literally
swears and
made to do that. Yeah, yeah. Which
yeah,
is
right. There's boobs and hairs in that, in there as well. In the drug bit and all that.
yeah, yeah,
And of course, I was young, and of course, I went, "Oh, fantastic!" But I still went, "Yeah, no, but I don't want it in this Chan."
yeah,
And that's why we were always like, "This Chan's not right. There's something wrong with this Chan." We knew there was
yeah.
something wrong with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I think years later, I'm a big fan of Cat 3 cinema, like the kind of Hong Kong exploitation stuff. I'm a big fan of that these days, which is just nothing but nudity and horror and violence and gore. I'm a
And
big
that's what
fan of
you
all that.
expect from it, though.
Right, and exactly, you're on my wavelength here. Exactly, I expected that, and I got what I wanted from that. But when I was
Yeah.
young, yeah, you want to see fight scenes, you want to see some of the comedic moments, and you want to see the wild characters. You don't necessarily need the ladies running around.
No, it just it never. I don't know. It never added to it. To be fair, it don't really add to it much in Hollywood films. It's always a bit awkward and this, that, and the other. Look, for us, we had the Kung. That was the lane, right? We're watching that, and then it
Yep.
has a bit of that in it. Listen, if we wanted the other gear,
Yeah,
we had the
exactly.
other
We
gear,
had a
and
place.
it
We
was
had a
the
place
proper
to go.
stuff,
We had a place
right?
to go. Yeah,
It was the real deal. Yeah, we
yeah,
didn't have to make do with there's a little bit here and there. I mean, sometimes a little bit is actually more titillating, isn't it? Because it's even
yes,
more exciting because you don't get the full thing or whatever.
right.
Brilliant that we're going down this path. It's great, isn't it? But if we needed it, it would in its
Uh,
drove. So
and it's funny that we're talking about this because I also remember being a teenager, and let's say I don't know, let's say I was into Pamela Anderson, let's say that, right? And I knew that I could see Pamela Anderson in all states of undress, and I could get that whenever I wanted to. But I always remember watching kung fu films. Even in my teenage brain, I never went, "Oh, I want to see Lily Lee with no clothes on." Like
no,
that never happened. It never. There was no correlation between the two. I never
we
want to
don't
see
do stuff like that.
Cara Y in a sex scene or anything like that. It was
I do
all.
now.
Well, we've matured.
But you're right. I'm completely with you.
Right.
I never wanted it from them. No, didn't want it.
Yeah, it's really interesting how, even being primed for it at that age, just in my tongue, I just didn't want it.
But do you know, right, that there was apparently a reason why these actresses, the ones that had their name on the credits, didn't get their bits out, And apparently it's because in that culture, so Chinese culture,
Hmm.
if you do that, then you're seen as
Yes.
prostitute material
Yeah.
and you're stained with it from that point. It's like,
Yep.
no, it's just a movie role. I got them out in one film. It's like, nah, you're that now. So
Yep.
I think that put them off doing it. So they
Yeah.
used to employ ladies of the night to come in and do those bits, if you like.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
Which is
that's why it's shocking that there's literally a Playboy issue with Cara Y in it. You know?
yeah, yeah. I'm a kind of I've looked that up a couple of times. And go and get to I mean, you
It's
got any
yeah.
scans or what?
Exactly. Joe, I had them back in the day, and I lost them. I don't know where they are, but apparently it's quite a rare thing to get now. As it's a collector's item. And also she did not to dwell on this subject, but she did a whole nude photography book, like a coffee table book, and I've never seen that. I've never got my hands on that.
We've got
Someone
interweb now. Why
exactly
isn't it
right.
on there?
You'd think someone would put it up. Someone tried to sell me a copy of that book. I won't go
Mm.
into names. There was a person who tried to sell me a lot of kung fu memorabilia, a lot of kind of very rare stuff. and
Right.
I sent him the money, and he disappeared on me. And even worse, again, I'm not saying any names. He is a very popular name in the community, or he was a very popular name in the community
That's
in
bad, that.
in America. In
Yeah.
America, he is like a literally like a figurehead in the kung fu cinema community, and he did me dirty on that one, and he didn't send me
That's
anything.
bad,
And
that.
yeah, I would contact him. It was all through Instagram. I'll be honest. I contacted him, and he never answered. And not that I'm making light of this subject. He has passed away now, but I'm not saying his name. But yeah, he got me for a sizable amount of money. You know, not
That's
nothing
terrible.
crazy. Yeah, I was really, because he's so well known and people respect him. I don't, but apparently he was also going through some stuff. He had medical problems, and I don't know the whole situation, but I still feel like I got a
Yeah,
short
it's
end of the
bad to
stick
drag
there.
other people down with you, innit? So
Yeah, it
yeah.
was really unfortunate, but it is what it is. But
No, well,
yeah,
the real bugbear there is you never got the book.
I never got the book. I never got the book. Yeah,
We
it's
don't mean the Snake and Crane one either. We
No,
mean
no. No, there's I mean, there's plenty of books rarities out there now. I just got my hand on oh my god, why have I forgotten his name? Chang Cheh's autobiography.
Yeah, a lot of people
Yeah,
quote from that. Oh, in his autobiography, he said this, he
yeah,
said that, and I always thought, can you actually get this thing? Yeah,
yeah.
and
I've
you've
got
got
a
it, yeah.
copy right here next to me. Yeah,
Well,
you want to
let's have a
grab it?
quick look if you don't
Hold on,
mind. Yeah,
hold on.
please.
Yeah.
Thanks. I've never seen it in the flesh, so well, I'm still not going to see it in the flesh. But I've only heard people read bits from it. In his biography, he said this, that, and the other. So I don't, I
Yeah.
have no clue what it even looks like.
Yeah, it's I actually haven't read it yet, but this is the book. Chang Cheh.
Look at that.
That's not his autograph. It's a signature, but it's not an autograph. It's
What?
printed. But yeah,
Oh, is it?
that's his.
Okay.
Yeah, that's his. I think it is. Oh no, someone's written on this. It's not printed. Maybe that is his autograph.
Maybe it is. Yeah.
If so,
Might
this
come
is a
from a rare
rarity.
stash.
But yeah, in English. I know this is hard
In
to see, but
English.
yeah, in English. Yeah, really
Because
good.
you said I haven't read it yet, and I was thinking, well, can you read it? But you
Yeah,
can.
it's all in English, and I got a hold of this. I don't know if you know him, but there's someone in the community called the Fanatical Dragon. Do you know him?
Oh yeah, I do. I mean, I know him as in I've seen his vids and stuff, but I don't know
Yes,
him personally. Yeah, but
I
I
do
know
a
who you're talking about.
podcast. I do a podcast with him.
Yeah,
And
I think that's why I know him. Yeah,
there you go.
but I know him from that as well. So now I've obviously just subscribed to his channel, regardless. Yeah,
Right,
so I know who you're talking about.
he's
Yeah.
fantastic, and he hooked me up with a Chinese website. It was all in Chinese, so I had to translate it. And you could actually place an order for this, and it was on back order for a while, and then they finally shipped it to me. It took 7 months for it to get to me,
Ah,
but here it is in
yeah,
all
you
its
thought you were going to
glory.
get another rare book debacle and get done,
N-
but
Nice. What's the
look at that, man. Yeah,
what's that? Killer Clans? No,
is
is that
that I don't
Killer
know?
Clans?
Oh,
I guess. Yeah. I'm.
I don't know. Is it Killer Clans or it ain't Avenging Eagle? So I don't know what one that
No,
is.
it's not about. It looks very similar to Avenged. I don't know which one that is. I should know, but I don't.
Put it up again.
The picture?
I want another gander.
Yeah. Can you recognize any faces?
That's David Chang. Straight away on the left.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's whatever. What's
Oh
we
wait,
do
wait!
know what
It says
we
it's
do know
heroic ones.
the
It
right
says at the
ones.
bottom.
Yeah, I was going to say. There
Yeah,
we go. Yeah, brilliant.
yeah,
That mystery solved. I was going to
yeah.
say, hang on. See, I was looking over there because I've got loads of Celestial DVDs over there. I was like, no, I know that shot. I know
Yeah,
that picture. Yeah, or at least his outfit and everything.
yeah,
So yeah,
yeah. So
yeah.
yeah,
Well,
great.
you know what? Brilliant.
Apparently, it's a great read. So I need to find the time to sit down and give it a go. But it's kind of a prized possession now of mine that I've got a copy of this. Yeah.
That is a pretty good find. I was going to say to you, where is that book made? You've told me it's now a Chinese book, but I'm just confused about that it's in English. Then
Me too. Me too.
that is
They must
pretty
have
mad.
at some point. I guess they saw a market for English people reading it, or English speaking people reading it, and here we are.
Yeah, I'm guessing there's a Chinese and an English version
Yes.
or whatever.
Hmm.
Maybe the English version is even more rares.
Who knows? Who knows? But apparently, he says some interesting stuff in this one. So it's no holds barred. I believe this book.
Well, that needs chatting about at some point. I'll have to try and get hold of it, but I don't
If
know.
I have the link, I'll send it to you. It's been a while since I purchased it, but if I find the link, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, nice one. I mean, it might not be available anymore, or might just have to wait another
Yeah,
God knows how long. Yeah.
It took a long time for it to come into stock.
Don't think I'm going to get that rare signed version, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It looks like
this
it.
could be anyone. This could be absolutely anyone who just
That's
said, "Yeah, I'll
brilliant.
just throw my name on the book and see what
Yeah,
happens."
why not? See,
Yeah.
I did. I have to say, you went back there and you said Drunken Master, and I've been racking my brains ever since. I don't know that I've seen that version. You see, because the only version on Vid that I remember that
hmm
had the rank dub was, the rank version. But
Ah,
I
okay. See, I
don't.
never
I
had
don't
that.
think the Made in Hong Kong one that came out. The one I've got, is it Made in Hong Kong? What else was there? I'm pretty sure it's Made in Hong Kong. I don't know, but it's blue. As a matter of
Yeah.
fact, I do know where it is, and I could probably get it pretty quick. And I don't believe it's the same one as what you're saying, because you said yellow. And you know what? Let me just quickly get it.
Yeah, grab it. Oh, it might be. Oh, I could be wrong. It might be blue. Stake in the Eagle Shadow was yellow, right on the spine.
I can't. I don't know if I had that version of Snake and Eagle Shadow,
Oh, yeah.
but
Go
the
and grab it
Drunken I definitely
if
have.
you
Let
want
me
to
just
grab
get
it.
it. Right, hold on.
Yeah, yeah. No
Hang on.
problem.
Yeah, so I found it. The
That's
strange
it.
thing is, kids are kids, and I've left it on here because for some reason, I don't know who this bloke is, but for some reason, me and my bro have replaced Chan's head. I don't know why, but whatever.
Wow. You don't know who that
Yeah.
is?
Do you?
No, I'm just
Oh,
saying. Like,
sorry. Of course,
and
you're saying you replaced it. No, I don't know who it is. No.
I think it's very interesting that you just replaced it with some random person.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is, it might not have been random when we
Right.
did,
Right, of
but
course.
now I'm looking and going, who's that?
Who's this?
Yeah, so I don't know what. Now, luckily, when I say luckily, we love this stuff. It is on the case, not on the
Right.
sleeve, so
Right.
we wouldn't mash it up. So, is this the one that your bro gave you?
That's the exact one. It was blue. Stake in the Eagle Shadow's yellow.
I don't know if I've got the Snake and Eagle Shadow. So,
Yeah. I got rid of all
I
my
don't know if I have,
VHS. A
So,
crime.
this is made in Hong Kong,
Yeah.
and it does say English language. What? And that's got the Thunderfoot on it. See, I don't
Yep.
remember that.
100% that's got the Thunderfoot. Yep. Without a shadow of a doubt.
Well, of course, I mean, it. I'm not
Yep.
not doubting it in the
No, no,
slightest. It's
no.
just that the reason I'm confused is just because obviously I've got this, right? But for many years, I would always go, I still ain't got a better version of Drunken Master than the one I've got on Vid. I booted from the Vid shop or whatever, the same Thunderfoot one.
And there it is. There it
What's
is.
that then? Yeah,
But isn't it crazy? You're still learning. Still
and of
today,
course.
you've learned something new about what it's see this is the genre that keeps giving.
Now I'm going to put it on, obviously, and find out
Yeah.
what my problem was with it. There must be one.
Yep.
Because why would I get this new, updated, upgraded version just to then go, yeah, but still the other one's better? Why? I mean,
Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder what made you do that. I don't think there's any scenes like cut out of it or anything like that, as
no, I
far as
don't
I
remember there
know.
ever being anything extra or not in any
No.
Drunken Masters. Yeah. It weren't until I got a Hong Kong Rescue version later that I went, oh, finally, I've got it widescreen in good qual with the ranked dub. It's like, but anyway, I don't know, but there's those brilliant notes that you
There
mentioned.
they are. There they are. See, what people don't know. This is the special features we had back in the day. This is what we had. We would peruse those when we got it. Yeah.
It's true, because if you take the tape out, man, you're so bang on with this, because look, it's
Right.
both
There it is.
sides.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. They were our
Selected
special
film.
features. Yeah.
I'm gonna smash that up on the screen.
Oh,
This is
great.
quite good, isn't it? Look, it's got a bit about Chan in it. Selected filmography. Huang Jiang Li and a selected filmography.
Nice. Nice.
Director notes Yun Wo Ping and his selected filmography. Coming
Great.
soon. The Essential Guide to Hong Kong Movies. So that book, advertising it again. Still selling that now. No joke. Revised version, of course.
I've got it. I've got it over here. Yeah. I picked it
Yeah, I
picked
mean,
it
so
up
yeah, and
recently.
all the available coming soon's available now. You know
But
what? Good effort,
yeah,
that.
Isn't that great? Imagine being, for those that kind of maybe not entrenched in the genre, but imagine being 15 years old and perusing all those and going, look at what I can buy. This Yunwo Ping guy, he's got so much. And like, yeah, they were great. Those notes were fantastic. I
Yeah,
love them.
absolutely. And as we said earlier as well, even looking back, so if I didn't have this, I'd get excited. But as a new fan, what were the old vids like?
Yeah,
What was inside it or whatever? It's still interesting. I mean, you like the stuff. You like the
absolutely.
stuff, right? I mean, I'd
Yeah.
find it way interesting. I'm finding it interesting. I ain't got it. I've had it for donkeys, and I'm still finding it interesting.
Absolutely. It's still those gems you can still unearth after all this time. I always say that I don't know, every at least once a year I will find a kung fu film, old school, that is new to me that I
Yeah.
will watch. In 2000, what are we? 25. In 2023, for the first time ever, I had never in my life touched Bruceploitation. Just wasn't interested in Bruceploitation at all. Wasn't even
Until
gonna bother.
until
Yeah,
when?
2024. No, 2023. Right?
No.
Yep, crazy. So, I
No,
for
it's such an integral part. I mean, it's
I
everywhere.
Steve,
Oh,
when I tell
wow.
you, I watched 50 Bruceploitation films in 1 month. In 30 days, I watched 50
Never.
Bruceploitation films. Yep. And
No.
I fell in love. And this is 2 years ago. I could still
Right.
fall in love
See,
with a component of the genre that I'd never touched before. Magical. Absolutely magical.
there you go. So you
Yeah.
did a back through the looking glass and you loved it.
Yeah. And hold on. Now I've got Bruceploitation posters on my wall
There
back
you
there.
see, I see it, the clones there. And
Yeah.
and this is the thing, right? This is what I want people to realize. There's a lot of the time I say, "Oh, do you want to come on or whatever?" And they say, "Oh, I don't know. I don't know as much as your other guests." And whoa, 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 this is your
Yes.
experience. This is
Yes.
you don't look. I never want people to feel like this, and they shouldn't. And the reason I'm bringing it up now is because of what you just said about the Bruce clone stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want people to think that there's no competition here. There's
Nope.
no who remembers the most titles, who's seen the most films, who
No.
remembers their names. Come on, man. I tell you
No.
what, I certainly don't want a competition with anyone. This is
Absolutely.
just fun, enjoyable. We're supposed to like this and enjoy it together and chat about it together. Please don't think about this like this person knows more than me and this. It ain't about that, man. It
Not
can't
at all.
be. No, it's
No.
just
When you're in the community, the ego gets left at the door, and you just walk in and you share your story. And I've sat down on a format like this, and I've spoken to Rodney, and Rodney knows so much more than me, and yet talking to him is absolutely joyous because
agreed.
we have that connection. But he's sharing something about him that I don't know, and I'm sharing something about me that he doesn't know, but we've had that similar journey, and that's the connection. That's the magic there.
Absolutely right, and
Yeah.
and like you say, you learn from each other, and you're not even there to learn. You're just there to
No,
chat about something that you both like. That's it,
exactly. Exactly.
and that's
It's
all it should
just
be.
yeah, yeah. I mean, this sounds silly. It's sitting around the campfire and sharing stories. That's all it is.
Absolutely.
That's what we do. We get together and we just go, hey. Remember this film? Remember Invincible? I remember John Liu and his rigid arms. Like, that's the great thing about it, that
It's the
you have
best.
those things that you remember, and then everyone else remembers them, and that's the connection. I don't know.
It's the best.
It's wonderful. It's This community is just truly magical. Even online now, I'm not, obviously I don't live near you or a lot of other people in the community, but even online now, the fact that I get to be part of the community that I never
Mm,
was when I was 15 or 18 even, and
good point.
now
Yeah,
I get to
yeah,
chat to you, I get to chat to
yeah.
Rodney, I get to chat with countless other people, and it's still there. It's The magic is still there, and I live for this. I love it.
Yeah, you're right. It is when I found that, found these. Look, I went to all these whatever Eastern Heroes events and went to the cinema, but we didn't chat to people. There was a few people that I made friends with there, but we didn't chat to people.
Yeah.
Me and Rodney were at the same events and never knew each other and whatever. It
Oh,
wasn't like
okay.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
young kids
Yeah.
don't really chat to each other. A room full of 300 people. What you gonna do? There's some people you connected with and chatted with, but many people you just passed them by and
Absolutely.
and you never knew they were even. You just don't know them, do you? They're just
No.
people.
No.
But like you
Yeah.
say now, when you find it now and you go, hang on, he knows about John Liu's straight arms. it even to this day, it's such a nice, warm,
Yes,
pleasurable feeling to
that's
go.
it.
I still don't get shocked by it. I go, oh, he knows about John Lewis
Right,
Arms.
right,
Love it.
exactly. It's a homemade meal, isn't it? It's just a comforting
Yes.
homemade meal, and it's great. And it's the fact that someone can share something like that, and someone in the community can sit down with you and teach you something, teach
Mm.
you something that you don't necessarily know. And there's no ego in that teaching, right? There's
Yeah.
just, hey, let me tell you about something. And you just learn, about a film or about an actor or,
Whatever. Yeah.
I always make a joke about deep down inside me, a part of me hates Rodney because he got me into the TV stuff. And now I'm
Oh, yeah.
spiraling into this TV stuff. And I love him. I love him and I love it. But like, I'm just like, oh, you've awakened something in me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I
He
love
wouldn't
it.
do it though himself. He's done it with TV, but he wouldn't do it himself. And it's the same for me. I go, I can't do it. There's too many other things going on. It's the same way I'd
Ah,
love to watch more Japanese films, right?
yeah, me
And I've
too.
got a friend who loves them and stuff like that. And I go, look, I know they're good. I'm sure they're
Yeah.
going to be good. I just don't know if I've got it in me because I know if I do, I'm in.
Yes.
Yeah, and I've got too much Kung still to watch, right? We know that's end. It's
Absolutely.
endless. There's too much.
There's still more
So
Dean Shack
TV,
out there.
yeah. See, and he's the same with stuff that is outside of what he does. He says, "Oh, I've got too much on already to
Absolutely.
add new
Yeah.
things in." So he's the same. He's just not with TV. But look, I use Rodney for that. He educates me, teaching me about that. He shows me clips. We watch his clips. So he's doing that work for
It's
us.
great.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that, Rodney. And to be fair, you are too, right? Because I see you posting clips of TV now as well. That's
Try my
obviously his
best.
fault. Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah.
fully his fault. Yeah.
Well, look, a couple of things I want to leave it on. All
Yeah.
right. First off, no. First off, the reason we brought up this, can we just not be worry about who knows the most people's names and who remembers how many films and what years they're done? Can we just forget that? The reason I brought it up at that point is because Sean just showed you there what it is all about. He had no issue telling people, I don't watch non-real Bruce films. I do now.
No.
I
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah.
2023. This guy's
Yeah.
into Kungs. You're going to tell me this guy don't like his Kung? You can't tell him that. He knows he does. You can tell him that all you like. It will change nothing.
Yeah.
The guy loves it. Anyone who knows him, whether it be online presence or like I'm getting to know him now, knows this guy loves his Kung. There's
Yeah.
no point telling him anything else, but he ain't here to challenge you. He's not here to give you a competition. There you go. He's laid it all bare. He's laid more than that bare. He's laid his personal soul bare today. And he's also told you non-real Bruces came way later. Whereas for me,
Absolutely.
they were almost as big as Chan. I mean, Bruce
Great.
Lee, Dragon
Yeah.
Lee, and all that. That was what we were looking for. Chan's, Hung's, and non-real Bruce's. I mean, it was
Fantastic.
part of the
It's
diet. That's it.
yeah. I think
Fantastic. You found it now, though.
oh, it's mad. Bruce Lee. I'm not kidding. He's one of my favorites now. I love
Guy's the
Bruce Lee.
best.
He's
Yeah.
he's incredible. And yeah, I was just I have another buddy I do my other podcast with, Jason, and he knows a lot about Bruce Exploitation. He's deep in the clones,
Oh,
and
well, we can't chat to him then because he'll wipe the floor with us. You see,
he's
it don't matter. I want to chat to him because he knows stuff.
exactly, and his experience is different because he's American and he grew up with seeing like the Bruce Exploitation era in America, and that's different.
Yes.
So obviously your experience certainly different to my experience, and yeah, he talks about clones all the time, and I just decided to just dip my toes in, and I went crazy, and I absolutely love it. Yeah, Bruce Exploitation is something very very special and very close to me now, and I just want to see more and more. So
Yeah, man. I
that's
mean,
it.
Bruce Lee, flipping hell, that guy he is so Bruce or not Bruce, flipping hell, man, that guy's amazing.
Absolutely, he moves with the best of them. He moves with the
Right?
best of them. Yeah, you watch something
And
like
as you watch his
Dynamo.
films,
Oof,
yeah, Dynamo, you just say.
yeah, hmm
That's up there for me.
yeah,
That's
it's
I mean, Man the Myth is
fantastic.
probably overall my favorite Bruce Lee film, but that's
Oh
because of when I watched it,
yes,
what it means to
it's a
me, the
belter as
people I
well.
grew up watching it with. It that has the soul
Yeah,
version,
yeah.
but Dynamo didn't come that much afterwards. I love Dynamo's my Rocky Four.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
I love that.
Dynamo's so good. A bit of Lee Hoi Sang in there. Oh, it's good. It's great film.
Yeah, man,
Great film.
that's right. Yeah, he does the eagle in there,
Yep.
and the dubbing as well is absolutely amazing. Ku Feng in it as well. You just come, look when he goes to teach him, and Bruce Lee's getting him, looking him up and down, like, "What are you doing here? I've got the bod, I've got the vest, I know everything about Kung." And he smirks at him. And what about on the machine?
Oh, great
And he
stuff.
turns it up. The masks, they're flipping amazing.
So good. So good. Yeah.
Uh,
You gotta love
That
it. And
is
I
a
yep. And I'm new to that. I'm
great.
pretty new to that in the grand scheme of things. It's
And
just
what a
it's
great non-real Bruce film. It's about him
oh
being a
yeah.
non-real Bruce.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
brilliant because in being a non-real Bruce, he's actually being Bruce Lee and not playing
Yeah.
Bruce Lee.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely. Yeah.
wicked, man.
Yeah.
That's a great film. Everything, the tracksuits, the lot.
Yeah.
It's yeah,
Oh,
man.
yeah. The good old tracksuit on that one. Yeah.
Now I
Fantastic
did a
stuff.
video on that film because I love it so much, and it was 3 years ago before the
Mm,
channel. I'm not going to say the channel was established, right? But before anyone watched, now a few people watch it,
right.
right? But when no one watched it, I made a vid on that just because I love it, and that was a vid where there was no face, no name. I never had my face on there chatting. I just narrated
Yeah.
over me chatting about Dynamo. And it's a
Great.
pretty good vid because it tells you where all the music comes from it. And
Oh,
I pause it
nice.
on the stuntman and say, this bloke done that and that bloke did this. And, I put a lot of work into it, but it's the vids, if I make a vid like that now, obviously it's progressed a bit as in, I don't know, my
Hmm.
technical ability is a bit more and I've got a
Yeah.
bit better I've got software and stuff now, whatever I can try and use. But it's still a good vid
The
information
joy
wise.
is there. The
And
joy of sharing that is
yeah,
still
man.
there in that video. It maybe older, maybe not as sharp and not as good as some of your stuff these days, but
It's,
the
yeah,
knowledge is still there. The joy is still there. The
it's
love of
good,
the
man.
genre is still there. So,
It's good. So there
oh
you
yeah,
go. Just all be mates, which most of us are, and love it together, right? Because that's why we do this, right? I know
yeah,
that's why I do it. I know that's why he does it. I don't need
absolutely,
confirmation. I know it,
yeah,
right? Now, I just want to say this is just where we dug this out because this is the one, not actually this one with this fella on it. This is the one that Sean's brother
that's right.
took to his bedroom, went up, stopped doing it for a bit, went upstairs and said, "You have to watch this."
Yep,
That's what done it. That's what done him. If you want to know what done him, this tape done
that's
him.
it. That's my entryway to the whole genre, and that was a
Yep,
milestone moment in my life.
bloody brilliant. And I will have to check out that version because I don't know
Yeah,
why I'm all confused. But anyway, brilliant. What I want to say is I want to take this opportunity to say that I met you via online means, what we want to call it, Kung community or
yeah,
whatnot.
yeah.
And I'm very grateful to how kind and receptive you've been
Oh, thank you.
to me right from day one. To me, I look at you as someone with a big platform and quite a large following, and most people know who you are in the Kung community.
Mm.
And I jumped in there, and you were lovely, friendly, supportive right from the off, and I'm very grateful and I really really appreciate that. You don't have to be spending time talking to me, sharing my stuff or having
Oh,
anything to do with anything that I that I've done or do, and you did it straight away day one, and that I'm very grateful for, so thank you for that.
oh, thank you. This is always like a highlight to me. This has been the highlight of my day, for example. Or even my week. Just sitting down with someone and talking Kung for hours on end. It's just an absolute joy. I mean, I do my best to stay humble and to kind of just accept everyone in the community and share their stuff because, like we've said in this video, we're all on the same journey. Really, it's just a little different
Yeah,
from each other. And yeah, it's an absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me on. This has been fantastic. I've loved this. I haven't
and
shared like this in a long time. It's been
that more
a
than
pure
welcome,
joy.
mate. And
Pure
and
joy.
listen, we're in different time zones. Thank you very much for taking the time as well for coming on and actually sharing
Oh
the stuff
no.
with me, because you don't have to say yeah, you don't have to come on, and you did. So I'm very very grateful for that. I'm also really really grateful for the things that you shared there. Thank you very much for being so open and honest and candid there. And it's not something that you have to do, but I'm really grateful that you did do that. And obviously, mate, I only echo what you just said. I'm sure you can tell. I'm sure you know it's genuine. I've absolutely loved it
Yeah.
more than I thought. I knew I would love it, but I've loved it more than I thought. I've really, really enjoyed myself. I'm really, really happy. You know, it's given me all the endorphins that I could have possibly needed, all the energy credits that I could possibly need. Remember, it's late at night for me, and I
Yes,
feel
yes.
energized through Kung and, of course, human
Yeah,
spirit, which is
of
coming
course.
through microphone and camera.
Of
And we've
course.
discussed lots of things here, family, mums, brothers, and that means a lot to me.
And we
Thanks,
just
Sean.
think we didn't even get onto Playboy yet.
Well, I mean, not the job, but we still
We spent some time on it. Good point. Good point.
yeah, a little bit. So yeah, look, thanks for everything there. I really
No
appreciate it. Like
problem.
I say, and thank you for everything you do in the Kung. And like I said, I'm always amazed when it was the same when Rodney and Brendan and Tarek and all those guys, when any of them, I don't know, gave me the time of day or spoke to me or left a comment or whatever it was, I'd be, "Oh, thanks, guys. You don't have to do that." So, again, thank you for taking the time out to support a fellow Brit. I mean, no, English, Welsh, oh, whatever. Doesn't
No,
matter. It's all one world. Look,
no, it's
right?
exactly.
Don't make
We're
the
in.
difference, right?
Yeah,
There you go.
it's you just have that connection, and thank you for doing all you do, because this channel is, in my opinion, your channel is very special. It stands out from
Oh,
others because a lot of people, will do, I don't know, interviews or chats with directors and stunt people and review films, but you speak to people in the genre community, and those people that have those stories to tell, and those people that are really eager to share that information. And to me, that's like a labor of love. That's really, really special to me, to see you just sit down with someone and share this just amazing love of the genre. Just keep it up, because it's really magical. I really appreciate what you're doing.
oh, man, that means a lot. You don't have to be saying stuff like that. That means a
No,
lot.
it's true.
Thank you very much.
It's true, man. You're killing it.
Yeah, a nice one, man. Thanks a lot. Well, it means a lot coming from you. I follow even before doing this. I'd have been aware of you. So, yeah, thank you very much for saying that, man. It means a lot to me. And let's face it, what you've just said that I do, we have just done again there between
Exactly. And if you
me
need
and
me on
you this
again,
time.
if you ever need me on again, just let me know.
Listen, I want you on again. Let's get the words right.
I'll
There's
be
many
ready.
things not being discussed here,
No,
right?
no, we haven't
Many,
gone
many
into
things.
many
So
stories. Yeah,
yeah, if you're willing to give me the time and you graciously come on again, I'm more than
of
welcome to have you
course.
on. I'd love to have you on again.
I'll have
As
you
a
on
matter of
my
fact,
channel as well. You have to hop on
well, of
mine.
course, if that's what you want. I mean,
Yeah,
if
of
if you
course,
want
of
even
course.
less views than normal, let's do it.
Man, I need to hear your story. I haven't heard all your story, so we gotta trade a little more.
Whatever you want, man. I'm open to do anything. But
Sounds
yeah,
good.
if you can agree to come back on, there's loads of things that I want to still discuss with you.
Anytime.
I don't know what all of them are because they'll come up naturally as a lot of this did.
Yes, they
But
do.
there are some that I actually want to cover, you know, on purpose as well, if you like. So
Wonderful, wonderful.
thank you,
Anytime.
Sean. We'll leave that there. Again, thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for coming on. Thanks for the Food for Thought channel. I actually want to chat to you about all that as well. How
Oh,
you get
lovely.
on with that. I'm interested in that, how you manage it. And I want to get into all that as well. Very interesting because it's interesting for me personally as well. It's stuff that I'm tackling or
Yeah,
finding hard or easy, whatever it is. So,
yeah.
yeah, we can share our thoughts on that as well.
Fantastic.
Brilliant. Thanks, man. With that, I say see you later.
Later.
Cheers, Sean. See you again
Thank you.
soon, mate.
Thank you, man. Take care.
Much appreciated. See you later, man.
Anytime, mate. Anytime.
Beautiful stuff. See you later.
See ya.
These fools, they'll never learn.